है द लो, है द लो, है द लो गाइस। कैसे हो यार? हाँ, हाउस द यूज? आर यू गाइस एक्साइटेड फॉर द मैच? हाँ, एक बार मियाओ मियाओ कर। अबे, पागल हो गया है क्या? जेम्स भाई वो होगा ये स्ट्रीम के बाद दूसरी जगह पे, समझ रहे हो जेम्स भाई? लेकिन भाई शेड्यूल बहुत टाइट चल रहा है। कल भी वापस 5 घंटे सोया, 4:30 टू बी प्रिसाइज। 11 बजे मीटिंग था, वो अटेंड किया। अभी वॉच पार्टी, उसके बाद वो करेंगे। उसके बाद रात को मैं मोस्टली नहीं आ पाऊँगा एकदम लेट नाइट, क्योंकि मुझे सुबह 5 बजे निकलना है किधर। ठीक है, और किधर निकल रहा हूँ, क्या है शूट, हाँ, सब कुछ तुमको मालूम पड़ जाएगा वेरी सुन। एंड ओपा ओपा होने वाला, बस इतना बता दो कि कल का जो शूट है उसमें ओपा ओपा होने वाला है। ठीक है। अरे रे, रेस्ट करो। कहाँ से रेस्ट करूं भाई, दवाई लेके सो रहा हूं मैं। हे द लो, आप दले बंग एक्सक्यूज में, हे द THE यार, हे द लो, ऐसे लो समझ रहे? फाटू की शादी नहीं रे बाप, ऐसे टोल का नहीं रे बाप। कुछ होने वाला है। हम जरा सा भी लीक्स नहीं देना चाहते, लेकिन कुछ बड़ा होने वाला है। बड़ा बड़ा एंड अमेजिंग एंड तड़कता भड़कता होने वाला है। स्टिकर्स रिगार्डिंग नहीं रे बाप, लोको शूट नहीं रे बाप, मैं कुछ दूसरी शादी, एक्सक्यूज मी, स्पॉन्सर स्पॉन्सर नहीं रे बाप। आ, भाई आज के दिन भी रोशनी नहीं है। हेलो, है कि नहीं है? नो रोशनी, अभी तो वो लोग पिछले टाइम को बता रहे। इससे अच्छा बात ही मत कर। मैं बात इसलिए कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि अमेजिंग होने वाला है, अमेजिंग, समझ रहे हो? इतना अमेजिंग होने वाला है कि नेक्स्ट दिन जैसे ही वो चीज तुमको मालूम पड़ेगा, नेक्स्ट दिन जैसे मैं स्ट्रीम करूंगा ना, सब लोग बोलेंगे मम्मी पापा मुझे 1 करोड़ देना है बिंक्स को देने को। इतना मतलब होने वाला है, समझ रहे हो? यार शीश। कैसे हो आप? सब बढ़िया? कुछ हैंड्स, नो हैंड्स बट वेरी सून, इतना मैं बोल सकता हूँ। हाइप बना के हगना मत। तुमको लगता है मेरा स्माइल देख के कि हाइप बना के हगूंगा? गबस यो, कुछ अमेजिंग होने वाला है वेरी सुन। अमेजिंग, हाँ, अमेजिंग होने वाला है भाई। हाँ हाँ हाँ। पिंकी आर यू फ्री? एक और चाय मिल जाता तो अगर लेट्स स्लीप। मैं कुछ नहीं बोलने वाला, क्या है, कुछ नहीं। वैलो से रिलेटेड या कुछ वैलो से रिलेटेड, लेकिन अमेजिंग, बड़ा। हुँ? मतलब हेयर ग्रोथ एड में आएगा? एक्सक्यूज मी रोहित भाई। नहीं नहीं, जिंग नहीं रे, जिंग से रिलेटेड नहीं रे, होता अमेजिंग बोला मैंने। ओ, खुद का स्पोर्ट्स नहीं रे। बिलबोर्ड नहीं रे, कुछ होएगा जल्दी। और मैं उसको पूरा बीटीएस वीटीएस शूट करने वाला हूँ। 10-12 घंटे का शूट है पता है। सुबह 7 बजे से लेके रात को 7 बजे तक। तो सुबह 7 बजे मतलब मेरे को निकलना पड़ेगा मिनिमम 5:30 बजे। तो अगर नहीं मिलेगा ट्रैफिक इतना सुबह मिलना तो नीचे, तो 6:30 बजे मैं पहुंच जाऊंगा। जो भी है मैं कुछ नहीं बताने वाला, जल्दी मालूम पड़ेगा, बस इतना है, इतना है। तुम लोग गैस ही नहीं मार सकते हो तो कोशिश भी मत करो, गैस ही नहीं मार सकते हो। तो अकेला जा रहे हैं दीपी? मैं अकेला? तो मीट है बड़ा वाला, अगर मीट रहता बड़ा वाला मैं बताता नहीं क्या तुमको? रिलीज डेट बताओ, वो तो जब शूट करेंगे वो लोग को मालूम पड़ेगा। फाफी फेट से रिलेटेड है ना? नो फाफी फेट। टीवी में आओगे? काश। टीवी में मतलब 50-50, मतलब तुम लोग को टीवी में देख लिया तुम लोग ने, वो तो टीवी में आ गया ना मैं बेसिकली। हाँ, जिधर भी आएगा वो अगर तुम लोग ने टीवी में देखा तो मैं टीवी में आऊंगा बेसिकली। 50-50 बोल सकते। हेलो गब्र बुलजरन, हेलो। रोसी नॉट प्लेइंग, नो आइडिया, अभी मालूम पड़ेगा इन 5 मिनट्स। मैं उतना ही अंधा हूं जितना तुम हो आंधे। वेब सीरीज में आ रहे हो क्या? अरे नहीं रे बाबा, अरे तुम लोग नहीं गैस कर पा रहे हो, चिल मारो। एक ने अभी तक नहीं किया है, 1500 लोग में से एक ने गैस नहीं किया, मतलब तुम सोचो। सब मैंने पढ़ा, सब जो भी तुम लोग ने लिखा, एक ने नहीं किया तो मत कोशिश करो यार। कौन कौन जाने वाला है मैं कुछ नहीं बताने वाला है, काफी सारे लोग हैं और हम करने वाले हैं कंटेंट क्रिएशन। रील्स बनाएंगे, ब्लॉग बनाएंगे। म्यूजिक वीडियो कैसे पता चला रे? बिंक्स एक्स अरिजीत बाय दिल का दरिया। झूठ बोल रहा है। आप चिल्लाओ मत। वैलोरेंट एड शूट। ऐसे टूल के बंदे हैं। पता चलेगा। लेकिन आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड ब्रो। सिर्फ दर्द यही बात का कि सुबह 5 बजे जाने के, बस सिर्फ यही बात का दर्द है यार। सुबह 5 बजे जाने के, 3 दिन से नींद की लगी पड़ी है, दवाई लेके सो रहे अपन। हाँ, दवाई भाई कौन सी टीम में हो? एक काम करो, आप बैठ जाओ, मैं खेलता हूँ। उतना दवाई लिया है। बहुत गंदा था ना जो वैसे। मैच कब स्टार्ट होगा? मेरे हिसाब से विद इन 3 to 5 मिनट्स। बिना सोए चले जाओ, पागल हो गया क्या? 12 घंटे का शूट तो बिना सोए गया था। ऐसा होगा शूट? रेस अल्ट सिखाने बोला है आपको, बहुत गंदा था। चलो चलो चलो, गैस वर्क बंद करो। अब आते हैं मुद्दे वाली बात जिसके लिए हमने किया है स्ट्रीम। ठीक है, अपना अपना वो बताओ, प्रेडिक्शन बताओ, जीई वर्सेस डीआरएक्स। ठीक है मॉड्स, जो भी बोलेंगे 2-1 डीआरएक्स या फिर 2-0 डीआरएक्स, हिटर्स। हाँ G20 पे एक, मतलब इतना इजी गेम मेरे हिसाब से। मेरा फुल सपोर्ट, फुल जी को जाता है। ठीक है, कल मैं जब भी बोल रहा था, कल वो उल्टा हो रहा था, लेकिन आज जो बोला वही होने वाला है। हाँ 2-0 अप्रैल फुल है गाइस। बंक्स बाय जा रहे हैं कहीं और नहीं। मैं खास दोस्त मेंबर्स ग्रुप में डालू? कोई है भी मेरे चैट में खास दोस्त वाला एक्साइटेड? तो हाँ लिखो जरा। एक्टिव कोई नहीं लगता। मेरा नंबर ले लो, एक्सक्यूज मी। आज रॉसी एंड एलएफ है, पता नहीं। लाइटनिंग फास्ट खेल रहा है आज, नो आइडिया। मत कर जी को सपोर्ट तू। 2-0 बेबी, 2-0। ओमी देख मॉड्स ग्रुप में डालो बोलता है। अबे चल हट, वो भी पिंकी वाला मॉड्स ग्रुप। बड़े दिनों बाद, कैसा है भाई आयुष भाई? एकदम मस्त हूँ मेरी जान, थैंक फॉर द 9 months यो। आप डीआरएक्स को करो सपोर्ट। नहीं 2-0 बेबी, 2-0। मेरे को क्यों लग रहा है, नहीं नहीं वही, हाउ यू मेक इट, नॉट पूरा। हाँ तूने आधा ही बना दिया गलती से कि पूरा चाहिए मेरे को, पूरा। नहीं नहीं बता मेरे को, सच बता। इतना ही बनाया था कि लेफ्ट राइट? पक्की बात है। तो पूरा बोलता तो मैं
दूध डाल देते अंदर और।
वाह वाह वाह। क्या बोलते कैसे उसको, फिल्ट्रेशन, एडल्ट्रेशन कुछ तो बोलते हैं ना, कम को ज्यादा करने को करते लोग।
एडल्ट्रेशन।
हाँ। I wanna it's your love। गाइस चालू होने वाला है, रेडी हो तुम लोग? आवाज आ रहा है? म्यूजिक से चालू करेंगे स्ट्रीम, कोई बात नहीं यार।
स्क्रीन तो दिखा भाई, शक्ल क्यों दिखा रहा है अपनी?
दिखा रहा हूं ना।
स्ट्रीम डेक लिया हुआ है, फिर भी उसको ओबीएस में जाके से करना है चेंज स्क्रीन।
माफ करो।
स्ट्रीम डेक क्यों लिया हुआ है आपने फिर बंक्स भाई? मुझे दे दो प्लीज।
आ गया ना? ये
पेपर एक्स थोड़ी डीआरएक्स है ना आज।
नो साउंड, नो साउंड। बच गया मैं, वैसे मैंने तो वाइप किया। लॉर्ड नो साउंड, अच्छी बात है, अच्छी बात है, ऐसे सपोर्ट करो।
काहे का स्ट्रीमर है?
अच्छी बात है गाइस। गाइस चालू हो रहा है। हाँ अपने बंदे बुला, 5 बंदे, जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी। अरे जल्दी बुलाओ रे।
Ladies and gentlemen, VCT Pacific starts now. We have Global Esports versus DRX.
डैब किया फॉक्सी भाई, ऐसे डैब करते करते जाना, ठीक है? हारने के बाद। हाँ
walking out against each other here on stage. And again, my eyes are going to be on Monster in this set. I think that he needs to have
Texture.
a strong start in this if they want to have.
बस by finger on your lips के आप भी जाते जाते finger on the lips करना ठीक है.
I gotta go on the front, my bad. Oh crap, I'm gonna look like an idiot.
You know, maybe he was just like that ready to
Jax
start
मारता है यार.
gaming.
Yeah, actually.
That could be
Ready
one
to
of
go.
those things, but now both IGLs, man, staring down
Jax
each
कुछ
other.
नहीं बोलने वाला बहुत
Fist
मारता
bump.
है. Jax I love you.
Serious.
He does. And I gotta say, after spending quite a bit of time with Aaron, both in Korea as
Marco
well as
भी
in Sao Paulo,
मारता है.
I think that he has a very solid head on his shoulders. He's
Marco को भी
somebody
कुछ नहीं
who
बोलेंगे.
takes
Love
the
you
game
यार
very
Marco भाई.
seriously. He's got a great idea of how to play it, but he also sets very realistic expectations
अभी अपना
for him and his team.
आज भी नहीं है रॉसी.
Demanding the impossible and tries to, work with
रॉसी
them
भाई
to
कब
just,
आओगे?
continue, to develop them. So if he finds weaknesses, if he identifies something that they need to work on, he makes sure that he works with that player to
Cute.
improve those aspects. So I really like Aaron
Nervous
as the
लगता है
leader.
ना?
We'll see how the shot calling goes though against a very
Nervous लगता है.
very seasoned veteran on the international stage in Stacks.
Leadership quality is definitely
आगे
important, but of
कुछ.
course, also important is for the coach because they are the
भाई
ones who
उनका
get to
कोच
develop the
एकदम वो नहीं
teams.
लगता
And
एकदम बड़े
Fermi,
कंपनी का
Flo,
मालिक टाइप से.
of course, alongside Eraser from Global Esports, we have to see how they will continue to develop these teams. DRX
अरे वो
managed to
haters
stay on
आएगा
top.
ना उसका
Global
चल रहा
Esports,
इश्यूज
hopefully they get
चल
to
रहा
climb
सॉल्व
up.
होने के बाद आएगा टेलीपोर्ट
Nyak
मारेगा
looks
बंदा.
so happy to be here. And he also looks like
Why
he has
wouldn't
sweaty
you be?
palms.
He's pretty young.
That was-
He's pretty young.
I appreciate that. He just looks a little excited, going to the stage, sweaty palms.
Ah.
We do have a live audience, which is always a great experience for
Global team
all
है
of
भाई.
these teams. I think it's not their first time in front of a live audience, but I think it's been a while since you've had consistently
Chill
every
करो और
single
नहीं तो क्या
weekend a
भाई?
live audience watching you.
Yeah, I mean we've been
ऐसा बात
fortunate
कर
to
रहे
have it
जैसे
for a
खेला
bit
ही नहीं है
longer than the
रोशन.
other regions out here in
चल
Korea.
रहा है
Obviously,
इसलिए नहीं
from our
खेला.
playoffs, we started
Chill
having
करो.
it back in stage 2. But now having 3 days of play every single week, a live audience there, it's wonderful to see. But it's also great to see the other
मैं
regions
पूछूं
finally
ऐसे
be able
कभी
to enjoy
खेलने
that
वाला है?
with Americas and EMEA having kicked off now. But
पूछ ले.
our stage is better. So
Hey, hear that? Love
That's
our
right.
stage. We got AR.
We got more heart on our stage. Lotus banned. So they straight up banned,
This is-
given G's performance.
this is no,
मैंने
no,
किया
this
है,
is
WhatsApp
not
किया है,
even
देख
to
No?
do with
No?
global esports performance.
मैं पूछा
I'm not
कि
even
कभी
trying to
पहुंचने वाला है और
disrespect
कभी
GE.
खेलने
They
वाला
did
है,
look
कुछ
strong. They
idea
have
है.
looked strong on Lotus, but it has absolutely nothing to do with it. DRX is just not going to show Lotus until they feel confident in their play. And honestly, that might not happen
बेंचिंग
even
इंडियन
in
प्लेयर अरे
Tokyo. It
बेंचिंग
might
नहीं वो
happen
पहुंचा
at
ही नहीं है
Champions.
भाई.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we just don't see Lotus from
99%
DRX
next
this
game.
entire year. Haven is selected.
ठीक है.
I kind of question that one being left open by the side of GE.
लो आ
Maybe
गया
they
मैसेज.
feel
I did a
confident
podcast
on
ना ना ना.
besting T1 there because they did look quite strong, but that has always been
Passports have yet to come
incredibly
from
strong
embassy.
map
ठीक है.
for
Done
DRX.
thing, भाई.
So that one I'm not
Easy.
sure about.
It's a little bit tricky, but Split then being the second pick, that one kind of seems as if
ठीक है,
they wanna
जैसे
exploit the
passport
fact
आता है,
that
they
none
will
of the
fly.
current
Okay,
teams have played
okay.
Split so far.
I mean, but
तो उसका मतलब रॉसी स्ट्रीम देख रहा है. रॉसी भाई अगर आप स्ट्रीम देख रहे
the
हो
other
No.
thing is that GE
Love you, बोला यार.
selected Split versus Vitality,
And they lost.
and it was not great.
I know.
It was actually the same score that they beat T1 on Haven. It was a 4-13 loss to them.
Opposite.
So yeah, obviously they must feel like they've got a very strong read on Haven. They've got to be feeling very good about their performance versus T1 on that map. I'm guessing that they've also improved things, and they have watched tape on DRX and have a decent understanding of what they're going to look to do there. But the split, that is where I have probably the most concerns.
So
Rossi not
I
playing
guess
his place.
hopefully it's going to be either one of these maps that G finds a bit of a strong start
मैसेज
to.
तो आ गया. Next
Otherwise,
is gonna play. ये
we
बहुत
just
ठीक
get
है.
to see DRX
खाया?
continue to grow their
हाँ, मैंने
ceiling.
एक
Then
खाया.
when it comes down to
मेरे
the
को ये
agent
नहीं
select
पसंद
as
है.
well,
क्या ये
this is
जीरा
where I
ना?
have a bit of a
जीरा आलू
bit
में
of
जीरा ही
curiosity
हो.
seeing what they will pick.
Soft नहीं
Of
था.
course, on the side of DRX, this is tried and true. We've got that flash and dash, breach,
Oh,
and
Twitter
jet.
पे डाला है वो लोग ने.
Boxy 9 this time, of course, will be the new jet.
मैंने
And then RB back to the Sova.
Yeah, I mean, this is bread and butter for Stacks being on that breach. And RB has played the Silva many a time. This was, he's been playing
कौन
it
है?
since they had
Jet
Lakia
कौन है
on
अपना?
squad, and everyone's
Texture
like,
है.
why the hell is RB playing Sova? You have Lakia, why not have him play? And then they did sub in Lakia, and then things didn't go so well. So, RB has proven
Texture
himself
है,
to
क्या
be just an incredible player. My biggest concern for GE is going to be going into Haven, breachless, not having that combo. So we'll see how they decide to pilot this.
I mean, this was the same comp that they played last week against T1. Maybe they found a bit of success. Maybe they want to continue
When will
to
be the
try
GEES
it.
next match? I
Hopefully
think next
they will be
week.
able to find some bits of success. Their pistols have been pretty good so far, especially in lock
कैसा
in.
ना लेकिन
On to the
genuine
next one. We'll see how it
reason
works
से
out.
फिर भी hit
Man,
देते
we are
तुम।
talking like we're
मानना
looking
पड़ेगा।
at a funeral right now, and I really hope that's not the case. I want global esports to, like you said, Quack, at least get one map, show their worth here.
One map.
So with that, all there's left to do
2-0 है
is
caster
to
भाई,
get
hello.
the game in here from our casters. We have William, and William, tell me, who is that
2-0
dashing
baby.
lad standing next to you today at the caster desk?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce my friend
Tell
here,
him, William.
Brendan Valdez. He's a dashing man.
Brendan.
Honestly, what else am I supposed to say about you? We're excited to be here for VCT Pacific. And I mean, we were looking at the
यार कभी मैं जा सकता हूँ क्या वहाँ पे यार? हाँ? ऐसा casting करूँगा? Hey guys, this is Binks and it's T1 yo. हाँ? 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 अपन बकचोदी करेंगे, हो सकता है?
They're like, well, we're not even considering
Right?
what the other team is thinking. We looked good on this map. We want to get into it, and we want to take it down. Obviously, DRX very strong on this one.
English बोलना पड़ेगा, bro. Do you know what I know? Speaking, huh?
No
If I
speaking.
speak no fluently, your vocabulary is gone tapa-tup.
टपाटप
कर जाएगा.
घर जाएगा
Home will go ways.
of last week. They're
Look at
sticking
him.
with it again. Now they were using, the dual flashes
So much.
to great
Love in the
efficiency,
post.
right? Really just setting up a lot of ways for Texture to break through. And then you have the paranoia from Magnet as well. So technically 3 different types of flashes here for Global Esports. Now, you're going up against
Game
a
audio
team,
on.
who, once they have tape, they know how to prep for you.
5-man A
I'm
push.
curious what the
Chalo,
plan is
chalo,
gonna be.
chalo.
Of course, the read coming out from DRX that it's going to be an early A push here.
Yes, waiting in position. Out comes Foxy9. Gonna
Yeah,
pick up one,
blind
but
दिया
gets taken out by
उसने.
Aaron, and down in
लेकिन
sewers,
जीते
even
तो
winning that
अपन
fight
ही
as well,
भाई.
is Global Esports, so already off to a good start for them.
Ooh, now I don't think
Blind-
Global
blind
Esports necessarily
होता.
suspected that to come in, but hold on, we'll see. Oh, okay, well,
Oh.
Stacks, not much hope there. Buzz probably just going to try to get
बस
whatever
भाई,
he can early.
गन
'cause
रख
it
दो,
is
गन रख
a
दो.
1v4.
That's
ये.
Aaronski with the 3K to start
Pistol
us
round
off.
kings.
And already, Global Esports off to a
कहाँ से
fantastic
blind
start.
किया रे
A
उसको
very
लेकिन मस्त
aggressive
किया ना
push out from
4 जन को
Foxy9
blind दिया
to
था
try to
फिर
take
भी
them
अपन
out
जीते
long did not quite
Yeah.
work out for DRX.
Now I like the idea, right? We
No,
don't
Rusty
see that
0
too often,
13.
especially
बाहर
not on
निकल.
pistol
Oh.
rounds coming out from DRX. A bit of a gamble. Now what I think
क्या
happens here is if
blind दिया,
Foxy9 didn't get that first kill, the backup actually just backs off as well, empties the site. But since he gets the first kill, they say, okay, no, they're still paranoid. Let's all
भाई,
flood in,
energy
try
तो
to
है,
finish this
energy
round
तो है.
early, and then they're just not quick enough. Global Esports recovers, and they're able to get that
Huh?
quick and easy
Energy
pistol
तो है बे.
round.
Yeah, pretty interesting
ये
stuff
दो.
from DRX to get this aggressive from the defender side. This time, Global
Thirsty नहीं,
Esports
हाँ,
going to be
please.
setting up around mid.
थर्स्टी हो गया मैं सच्ची आज ऑन स्ट्रीम में रोने वाला
We
हूँ.
do get going on this one.
Oh, I like that from
Last
here.
time
and
का
right,
दर्द
even
अभी
with the
भी
Spectre,
याद है.
just breaking that door to see if anyone tries to swivel
4
off
पिस्तौल
of
जीते
that,
थे,
right,
4
just to get
thirsty
an
होता,
easy pick.
बाप
Try to
रे.
figure out where
ऐसी था ना
DRX
shit.
is, because when the opponents are on
चार
Nico,
thirsty है.
you want to
बहुत हुआ
try
था
to
यार.
figure out what's their gamble, because
Thirsty
usually it's a
match
stack.
था
Now
एकदम.
DRX is playing non-traditionally compared to most
ये
teams,
क्या
where they're
crosshair है
just
उसका?
play default, even if it's pistols, get whatever 1v1s we can.
माको का था ना,
Let's go
किसका
from
था?
there. Foxy9 being spotted, so
दिखाओ दिखाओ
yeah, Global, they should just try to force to keep him there, because you
Yeah.
know there's backup as well.
भाई
And then
मस्त
rotate the
रोटेशन
shot.
दिया है.
They're doing a great job of that.
Must
here. Trying to
rotation
take the
दिया है.
second round, and you can see there's only Mako on the site trying to get whatever kills he can. Spots him, but immediately gets taken out by Texture, and it is not
Ace,
looking very
Ace,
great for him.
please,
As Texture
please,
through
Texture.
smoke, gonna take down 2.
Yeah, I
Ace
mean,
is-
Mako, he makes the best choice he can, not hiding in the smoke, which is a bit more obvious.
Ace
He
चाहिए
tries to
भिड़ो
take
अपने
back
को. हाँ?
the very back corner and get an
Ace
easy
had
pick,
it.
but they're
कर
working
तो
with just
सकता है
classics here for DRX. Now,
Last player
if this is a
standing.
flawless for
Round
Global,
C.
though, they could go
Ace
for another
चुराया.
quick rush in round 3,
4K
and
round
that
C.
could spell
I mean
trouble
texture.
for DRX.
एस चुराया ब्रॉन्क्स
Texture
के यार.
already,
What is
who
this
has,
bro?
started off looking very strong from the pistol round.
ये round
and
जीता तो
on, and
मजा आ
there's that
जाएगा.
flawless you were talking about is very nicely handled, very calm play here on the attack until they go for the push from Global Esports.
Man, I gotta say,
लेकिन
there was
ये
a
push थोड़ा
time
संभल के
when
करना
the
पड़ेगा
crowd would go
क्योंकि
wild for texture plays, but because they're up
moment
against
के रहना
DRX
से
right
blind
now, I
देख
mean,
कर
there's
रुका
5 Korean
इस बार
players on
उसने
the other
blind use
side
नहीं
here
किया
in
एक
Seoul,
को
so
करके.
There, you know, a lot of the fans trying to cheer for DRX, holding their breath. Well, we'll see. Global. I mean, no surprise here, right? You get to keep all your weapons, and they didn't buy up to
Pin
Vandals
karo,
or Phantoms,
Adika
so it's
chat.
4
Pin
Spectres. They're gonna go for a rush. Now, my big question is Mako. It looks like he's poised to just stick this.
Yeah, he is going to get one, but immediately gets taken out
Blind
by the
acha
Bulldog,
hai.
and now Buzz alone
Ek aur
on the
backside.
site. Kind of being bullied, but he will get the headshot here.
Mara, ye
but
mara.
A little bit of rose pop.
Yeah.
Kill with the shorty.
You can never doubt that. Buzz will
Blind
always have a
acha,
shorty in his
acha.
back pocket.
अरे
Same time, Buzz
Buzz
still
yaar.
here, 16
Buzz
health. As he's
Buzz
trying to
yaar,
hold
Buzz
down
kar.
the site pretty much alone. Bazzi seeing what he can do. 1v3, but he gets shot down through the box. As Foxy9 will clean things up.
बस भाई आराम से यार
Take down
हाँ?
bonus round.
Wow, what a good
कोई
hold
क्या
for
hold
Buzz.
किया ना
I was a
उसने?
little
नहीं.
concerned, right? Because
Oh,
Mako gets
cute.
1 kill, so then
Good.
Buzz tries to flood the site with him. Mako actually gets taken out seconds before, and then Buzz is all alone, but you know this guy
भाई,
loves to shorty. I mean, he was putting up, I think, one of, if not the most shorty kills over at Lock-In as well. So, I mean, he knows which angles to hold if he's being
हाँ,
pressured
Brian
on his
को
own,
पता नहीं कब
and then
मारा
Mako
पे
arrives in
Buzz
the
ने.
form of the drone as well.
Buzz
As some
भी
of the
like,
flashes
Buzz करो.
coming out. And, you know,
Hey, man,
Buzz,
I
you didn't get
don't-
to play week 1.
माफ
He's back with a vengeance.
हाँ,
And
अब
considering
आया
that
ना
both
full
these
buy और
sports,
तो
they
full buy
were
ये round
on the
जीता तो
site,
4-1
they had a
है.
very good entry as Foxy9 is going to just pick up a quick headshot here on long. And still, Buzz was just able to hold it down all by his lonesome, essentially, until his teammates came over. So a very crucial hold as well. Otherwise, they might have been overwhelmed on
ज़्यादा
the
जल्दी
site.
entry ले
So
लिया.
now DRX going to start off in a very good spot with that opening kill onto a very important member of Texture.
Yeah, without the jet, I mean, what more can you do? Your comp revolves around setting
में
up
drop
protection,
कर दे,
right?
दो
You
दिन
don't have any
rotate
solid
करेंगे, मैं
info
बोल
like the
रहा हूँ.
silver or the fade. You're really just working off of these flashes.
जी
to set
भाई,
them up.
सी
So
dog हो जाए.
Global Esports are cutting noise, but they
Oh,
don't.
oh, oh,
A very common spot to, you know, do a little
Ooh.
buddy house and check. And Ronsky is going to put an end to that nonsense.
ठीक
Foxy9
है, ठीक है, मारा
gets a little
अच्छा
bit of
मारा.
revenge here in sewers.
Foxy9's kill was so important because otherwise DRX would be left guessing whether they would rotate or not off of that kill. Now Foxy9 getting that kill knows that means Global Esports still was, you know,
अबे, वो
trying
लोग
to
फिर भी
contemplate their
rotate नहीं कर
ideas.
रहे
Now
बे?
that they're down to 30
DRX वाले
seconds and
होते
none
ना?
of the killjoy utility has been tripped, DRX has a fairly good idea that this is going to be A.
Absolutely, and here they come. Spots Ronsky.
Good
Foxy9 in
check
the
Mithya.
corner. They do not check this angle, and that is a 4K already for him. As RB is going to clean up that last person.
तभी ace था.
As,
लेकिन
okay,
check क्यों नहीं
DRX
किया
going to tie things up.
Now DRX so far, they've been sticking with the Venice. Yeah, I was wondering if you go right up to the operator and you
कोई
might as well,
sin
you
नहीं
also
यार,
have the plate
कोई
serve, you
sin
need to
नहीं.
make those
ये
plays. But
move
plays
ने
like
अपने
this,
को
right,
off guard
pushing out
पकड़ा,
on
ये
top
move.
of the
अब
boxes
इसका
there on
counter
AB,
करके वो लोग counter
those are
करने
not
वाले,
plays
फिर
we're
जीते.
used to seeing from DRX and defense, especially on A-side, because this is one of the few teams that is actually very confident
By
in their
aim
A
करो,
retake.
by.
But I like their adjustments because they know that Global likes to hit hard and fast
क्या
onto the
मारा
side.
ना यार.
And that's a way to get in
Uh-huh.
their heads from the get-go and just say, nope, you will not be able to do this. We will be shutting this down. We will be getting aggressive. As here's Foxy9. He's got the
आप
op.
आ गया.
But the pick does
Ayo.
not hit that first shot. As knives are out. That's
ये
going to
नहीं
be
बच
one
पाया.
on Tabazi.
They're going to try to hunt this down, though. It's an eco anyway.
भाई
He's
बंदा
not
रुक ही
stopping.
नहीं रहा है.
Yeah, this chase down not really working out for them as he's just lining up shot after shot. Misses the first
अभी ये
one,
नहीं
but
जाएंगे शायद.
since then has been clean. Texture gonna look to
One,
pick the
two,
angle
three.
with Monyet distracting, but Foxy9 has none of that and has a couple knives on RB though. Texture
Oh.
will get shot down. And now with the shorty in the smoke, Foxy9 is buying so much time.
Yeah, Foxy just trying to. Oh, Foxy loves doing this, by the way, just updrafting just to gain info and try to stay alive.
नहीं.
Buzz.
Nine.
No, don't do it, Buzz.
Yeah. Monyet gonna go down. 1v3 there.
By
trying to
traffic
play on
eco
the side,
ना.
Not gonna happen. So DRX 3 rounds in a row,
ऐसे अच्छा लग रहा है आज.
and they hold on to that operator.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, right? They get to keep that operator, the
Definitely.
investment, and
Just
Foxy
saying,
whiffs on the first one, but
DRX
he
का
will be able to
जेट का
fly
स्कोर है
back with
9-3
a couple
कर्स.
extra
Just
kills
saying.
for his man.
ठीक है.
Taking out the jet, spread the knives out, especially
Nice.
you want to take
Huh?
them out there before
Must.
it really gets
Very
swarmed
good.
on the A site. And so far, all of the takes from Global Esports outside of the pistol round have been unsuccessful onto the A side.
GES has a read on this. Oh, but Foxy's just a bit
ये
quicker.
बंदा मिस करने वाला है
I
शॉट्स या
think,
नहीं.
I think their idea was, do you push out of garage? And if you don't, let's break the Killjoy util. I think that call is finally coming in for Global Esports. But Foxy9 is just quicker. And here's the thing, that's why a lot of people have been excited to see him on this DRX squad, is his opping is so confident.
Yeah, it's not
भाई
really
वो अभी
fair
ए जाने वाला
when a
ऑफ
guy
करने
can just come out here and
जिससे
confidently
सोआ के कांटेक्ट में आएगा जेट
get
ए
a
जाने
pick
वाला
and
है
get away,
निकला जेट
right? It's
ऑलरेडी बिना
it's pretty
कांटेक्ट के
rough.
निकला बे
Nary a scratch, so. And
पहुंच
now
गया
he's
वो
rotated back to A already, and then on top of that RB.
ड्रोन के पीछे
already
जाएगा
has
मारना
info. But look at this. I mean, they keep using utility to plant
Arey.
forward, which is not what DRX usually does. Global Esports,
भाई
they're just
खेल तो रहे बे यार
bashing
DRX
around left and right.
Yeah, 2 op kills already for Foxy9, and if you keep slowly peeking the corners, he will
He's
continue
got the
to
counter,
slowly
blind
take
with
you
it.
out. That's now push on to B through the courtyard. Let's see if this works out. A couple smokes already down, but 3 members of G on the site as they look for Mako. The spray through.
Nice,
They do get
nice.
Mako.
4v3 निकाल सकते
At
हैं
the time. Stacks here trying to line it up.
Nice,
It
3v3.
2v1, and all of a sudden, little chance here, but RB with the
Wow.
2K looking for Aaron, who is on the site. They did not
अपने
get
को
the
भी एक
spike
ऑफ चाहिए
down.
मेरे हिसाब से
Yeah, time is not on Aaron's side. The Blade Storm's at the ready.
ये डैश मार
Yeah,
के वो
Foxy9 is
करेगा
trying to
लग
play
रहा
for
है
time. They want
डैश
to play this
मारने वाला
as
लग रहा है
strong 2v1
मारा
here.
डैश
Oh, he not gonna blitz. He cancels it
निकाल
early.
सकता है
2 seconds to go. That's just gonna be
Time
Buzz
नहीं है
waiting it out. As that will be the round over to DRX. And
मारा
Aaron
यार
Leafs
लेकिन,
is going to pick
मारा।
up the kill, but oh,
अल्टी
he's
आ
gonna
गया।
be kicking himself for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Foxy9 making the play to say, you know what, we have good econ, so let's just stop the plant.
Bhai.
Instead, let's just deny the team credits going over to the other side.
Foxy
I
bhai का
like
क्या
that
scene
idea,
भाई?
right? I mean, yes, you know, you can argue you had the operator, was it
टीम
really
का
worth it? You could go
टोटल
for
किल्स
2v1
9 है
retake, but
फॉक्सी का
listen,
अकेले का
with movement
11
like
है
Foxy9's, you might as well, he scares him off the plant. And I was wondering if maybe even the Hunter's Fury just to play for time, but DRX seems confident that they want to save that.
बेचारा रे राइट क्लिक नहीं लगा
Wow.
Very
Huh?
funny round, actually. What with the craziness. And Aaron doesn't look too disturbed. He's like, well, got the 2 kills, and they will take a timeout
टाइम आउट
here.
अभी अपन क्या कर सकते हैं
Yeah, I mean, they at least
एज
get...
अ जी कोच मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ सुनो वो लोग ने अपन ने पहला राउंड कैसे निकाला तुमको पता है स्मोक को करके ऐसा निकाला ठीक है लेकिन उसका काउंटर वो लोग ने निकाला अप ड्राफ्ट करके एक शॉट लेके पीछे गए तो हाउ अबाउट वी डू अ पॉप फ्लैश एट ए एक एक्स्ट्रा यूटिल डाल के वी टेक कंट्रोल या फिर अगर गराज जा रहे हैं लेट्स ब्रेक द डोर्स एंड सप्रेस और फिर टरेट डालेंगे उसके ऊपर और मिड पे पॉप फ्लैश करके 3 बंदे जाएंगे and take the mid control. So once we have the A control and the mid control, then we go C. But after we kill at C, we run from CT to A and go B. ये बोला रहेगा confirm.
With all that confidence
Huh?
in our own play, perhaps, you know, challenging
बराबर है?
DRX on Haven, coming out here trying to take the
और
win
ये
from
बोला
map 1.
देखना
Could be a way to get things started,
ऐसा,
especially with the split coming up for map
देखना
2.
suppress
Let's see if
दरवाजा कितने
GES
तोड़ा
can
पता suppress तो
stop
किया
the
Suppress तो
onslaught of
एक
DRX.
call
who have
सुना
taken
मेरा
4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, so DRX, they particularly saved the Hunter's Fury because of the lockdown.
भाई
coming up
इसका
from
भी
Haven,
काउंटर
right? So they
रेडी है
wanted to make
DRX
sure
के पास
They counter any
वो
of
देख
these
stun
hard
मारेगा
execs cutting in from
Turret
Global
पे stun
Esports.
मारने
Now,
वाला हो
I like the changes from Global. They're finally starting to figure out where are the Killjoy abilities being used by Buzz, just so we can disrupt them early on in the round.
Oh, he misses.
ओ लेकिन ये भी
And
stun हो
Buzz now,
गया
he's got to kind of concede the
बाप रे,
garage for
बच गए।
now, as he will go back onto the C site.
Huh?
But you'll note that GE are
बच
taking this
गए।
very slow. They have not pushed in just yet.
Yeah, the problem being that we've got Foxy9, hiding
Binks
here,
fucking
and I
discard.
don't
Solo
think the
कर रहा है
turret
आज।
spotted him. The Guiding Light finally will, so they know that this information's
Doing
been given
some
up.
solo
This
watch
signifies to
parties today.
Global that they actually just have to go see. They don't have any other options here, and DRX is ready for it. They've already flooded it with 3 people.
There you go. Skyalt comes out as they
तीन
move
बंदे चाहिए
on
लेकिन।
to the C site. And already
ब्लाइंड
the
प्रॉपर
smoke
चाहिए
is
निकाल सकते
Dexter.
हैं एक और ब्लाइंड चाहिए
Stacks
पीछे
has got it. Okay, Buzz gonna get
मैं
one,
बोला
but
ना, निकाल
Dexter
सकते हैं।
following up. They
निकाल लिया।
clear out the C site.
सिर्फ वो बैक साइड ब्लाइंड चाहिए था बस
Now we'll get that spike down.
Well, Global Esports, I think they're going to force a save here and finally claw back. One of the big things was that null command coming in on that KO, right? Ronsky pops it a little bit further behind, but right as they're about to enter, they pop the Seekers
भाई
first,
वो लेकिन
and then the
टाइमिंग
null
हुआ
command
वो
on top of
डॉग
it,
का अगर वो
and
नहीं
that
होता
means
था
that you don't respond
man
fast enough. Your
disadvantage
utility's all
में
tied
रहता।
up for DRX. They've
45
already chosen to flood the site, so they actually just have to
ये
pick
start
these
अच्छा था
duels,
लेकिन
but you're simply outnumbered. So a great setup from Global Esports. This is a round they needed to win by investing all these ultimates.
That was pretty cool to
तीन
see.
बंदे
You know,
साइड पे
that's,
लेकिन
one
होल्ड नहीं
way
कर पाए
to
which is a
essentially
good
stop
sign
the
which is a
streak of
good sign
DRX. And it started off with kind of
अभी
getting
वो लोग
Buzz
इसको
out of
कैसे
garage
adjust
as well.
करेंगे,
They were able
DRX?
to start
वो
with
देख।
that, take it over, and charge on through. And with enough ultimates, they do make the play happen. So Global Esports only one round behind, you know, sticking in it so far
अपने
against
को वो
DRX.
करना चाहिए ना
Yeah,
जो
I mean,
वो
listen,
एक
a
टीम है
lot
ना
of
जो ओमेन
people
कर रहा था
thought this would
फेक
be a
टीपी तो
very
लोगों को
one-sided
लगता था वो
affair. I
लोग
would
एक
say
शॉट गए
so
या
far,
कभी गए
Global is putting up a fight.
लेकिन
Now,
वो
of
जाता
course,
नहीं था
DRX isn't
वो भी
really
करना
showing
चाहिए
too much of their hand. They're playing very default heavy, especially with the operator. They got a little frisky in the first couple rounds, but nothing too special. My big question is, win or lose, can Global Esports start to force other setups here coming out of DRX? Because otherwise, looks like Foxy9's happy to just always go with ace or ace short with the operator.
And that's exactly where he's headed to once again. As
डिफॉल्ट
knife was
करेंगे
used, but is going to be holding this one down as we do see Global is setting up with 4 guys outside of lobby.
Okay, Foxy9 gets a little greedy trying to pop that Trailblazer. He has been very good about crouching underneath that turret not to get spotted.
Oh,
ई,
meanwhile,
बंदा
just,
बैठा था
Yeah, Monyet just sticks that ultimate, a bit
Yeah.
risky.
and he is right there to take him down as now they are on the east side, but they don't really have a good idea of where the members of DRX are as they clear them out.
Right here.
And now they're just gonna kind of awkwardly back away as DRX are in position with 5
भाई
guys
काउंटर तो
around
कर
the
रहे हैं
site.
हाँ मस्त
If Global Esports, if you wanted to really just stick to this A site rush heavily, I almost think from the shadows from Monyet, maybe he was better just in the site, right? Just to check if backup has arrived or not. Unfortunately, he tries to greed a lot more space with it, and backup was already there, right? I think the reason Global Esports still continues is because they realize Stacks comes to kill him. They're like, okay, they haven't entered the site yet, but our B was already there, right?
B
And the
guarantee
breach
करना
utility
पड़ेगा।
can still come in to back up. So
बहुत tough
a
है
bit of a tough round for Global Esports, and I think what we're starting to see is they haven't figured out an answer for this operator just yet.
So they're just gonna save on this one. Not going
मैं उनका
to
ब्रीज देखा लेकिन कैसे
get on in
सपोर्ट दे
there.
रहा है चैट
Healing area.
as DRX
10
just
seconds left.
waiting it out as well.
सिर्फ
It's gonna put
पीछे से
DRX
खेल
at
रहा है
5
एक
and
एनिमी
3.
को नहीं देख रहा है उनका ब्रिज
in
सिर्फ पीछे से
this
स्टन
map so
ब्लाइंड एंड
far.
सिर्फ एक साथ फाइट
Yeah, Global Esports, while their econ, if they wanted, they could still buy up next round, but I think they're considering, listen, it's already a 5v2, they have an operator, and we don't
क्या
want to
ये
give
लोग
Buzz
किल
his
जाए
lockdown
अल्टी
for
डाल
free,
के
right? He's only 1 point away from it, so
सोवा
they say,
अल्टी
yeah, I
बेट
mean,
करेंगे
yeah, it's
और फिर
ideal if we
नॉइस
get a couple
कट करके
guns out
वापस ए
away from
जाएंगे
their hands, but if eventually they're going to keep the
is
operator
the
anyway,
question.
no big deal, let's just save it and play the long run, because there's still a handful of rounds left here in the first
भाई
half.
मिड में 3 बंदे
Still got some time. Foxy's going to be playing up on top of the middle of B.
हर पोजीशन से खेला फॉक्सी लेकिन
Gonna push out as Foxy covers him? I think so. He's just gonna check for any garage movement. Of course, not gonna go all the way out as the breach alone, but look at how fast Stacks is on that rotation on the map, right? They hear all this noise on A, and he's checked a bit for any movement towards garage. They don't see any of it. Killjoy Util is holding C site strong, so this is a relative stack here on the A side already for DRX. Now, Global Esports, they're looking for a fake here.
I see a flash come out. We got the drone here as well, really just trying to get as much info as possible, but
Info
everybody
नहीं मिला।
does avoid the eyes of the drone. At the same time, very slow play here from Global, taking their time.
अभी तो किलजॉय
Does
अल्टी
look
भी
like
फेक
they
नहीं कर
are
सकते
ramping
50
up
सेकंड
for
बचा
an A push.
क्या करेंगे लोग
Although,
Yeah, so this is one of those rounds where Global Esports, they actually don't have any solid info themselves. They've been trying to sell a type of fake one side or the other, but since they don't have any hard info, they're bringing back the
Nice.
Sky because they want to signify the Trailblazer is where we want to go. Now that they don't see anyone guarding close in garage, yeah, okay, they get the better read. Aaron says, okay, we still saw the Killjoy over on that side. Let's just put the lockdown here for the fake. Does
Yeah.
DRX bite on this?
30 seconds left.
we'll
So
see.
ulti
We see
मारने
Stacks
वाला
is
है।
moving
Wait हो गया, so
behind
ulti।
Bruce Ball.
Oh!
Moxie gonna get caught there in B.
लेकिन
As
ए
the
शॉट
push is
क्लियर
actually coming in onto A. Mako gonna hold it down. Stacks picks up a second.
भाई वन में
Meanwhile,
स्मोक
the
का
push
मस्त
onto
था
A is
लाइन में
relatively weak and slow. Mako in position. Monyet able to get
Oh,
two
nice.
though. As out with the shorty comes Mako. But
Nice.
he's gonna get shot in the back as this
भाई मॉन्ये
plant
ने
is
निकाला
getting down.
Quite messy, but you know what? They're able to get the
मॉन्ये ने
plant
निकाला
and
भाई
stay ahead of numbers, which was the ultimate destination for Global Esports. Now, Buzz, he's done this before.
Ooh, he's trying to hop through the smoke, and down he goes.
मॉन्ये
Monyet
ने
picks up
निकाला
the
भाई
board. Global Esports, a very tricky kind of
वो
round in that
ओमेन का
one, but
वन
it
वे
certainly
स्मोक
works
देखा
out.
शॉट का
I mean, they had me
Chat?
guessing for a couple moments as well, right? Because it was very clear they
माँ
wanted to do a fake
कसम।
one side or the other. But then bring the
माँ
sky
को
back.
का
I
smoke
wondered
देखो।
if they actually just send in texture on A side and then use the Trailblazer to slow enter into C. No, the idea was if we could clear garage, I'll put in a deep lockdown and at the very least draw out that Hunter's Fury,
अगर
right? And
माँ
that
को
gave the
आगे बच
signal for
जाता था
Global
ना।
to enter into the site.
जाता।
It's a little
चलो
messy, but
नाइस
again,
नाइस
they
नाइस
do it
एक और राउंड
just in
जीतना
time
ना
to get another round win.
वो तोड़ने को इकोनॉमी
And the morale is very high for
Oh, yeah.
Global because they are playing round for round with DRX, and Monyet essentially just pushed on, perfect timing through the smoke onto A.
क्या ये
and
लोग
caught
A
them
push
with their
करेंगे मेरे को
pants
वो
down,
देखने
and that is going to
B
be a
जाके
huge
क्योंकि G को
boost
वो
to
बहुत
the feelings
पसंद
here
लगता है
for the side of Global, as now trying to set up in mid in courtyard and see if they can make a push on the B.
Yeah, I think Global right now, what they
मैंने
ideally
B to C
want is
बहुत
to
कम
just draw
किया।
out some of these hard ultimates like the
B to
Rolling
A
Thunder
ये लोग को
or
पसंद है
the
काफी।
Lockdown, right? Try to just fish for some of those ultimates here on B and then get out quickly afterwards if they can. They've checked Killjoy as well, not just her utility.
And Buzz, after that, this time he's going to push forward as the drone going to spot a very sneaky texture.
वो लोग को
Now,
समझा
the
जेट किधर
problem
है
is, now they put up a good smoke on A lobby just to keep Foxy9 tied up there. Are they going to actually commit to this with all these ultimates over on DRX's side?
रीटेक
Are they going to push through?
ए जाने वाला
Please
है
do.
बोलो ना
Couple members pushing through right now as the plant, though, is going to be onto B.
Okay, but this is very good because if the
नहीं,
Rolling
ज़्यादा
Thunder
नहीं
comes out on
लगेगा,
B
एक
side,
ही।
they have a way out onto A link.
KO का
So
position
DRX
बहुत
actually
strong है।
not set up in prime position for this retake.
There's a couple of guys still on A. It's Ronsky is coming in from behind them.
They haven't found Foxy9 yet. They know he usually likes to play A. Ronsky's the insurance right now to watch from behind.
Yeah,
Oh no.
We got the lockdown as, Monyet gonna be taken down
वो लोग ने मार्क किया केओ को
out here in mid. Bossy on the edge
वो
of
लोग को
it.
पता नहीं था
Buzz,
जेट के
but
बारे
gets
में
taken out and a
Sheesh।
snipe from Foxy9. They
Oh.
clear them out. It's only Texture on this one as he does have an ability to try to stop this one in the 3 different smokes, but down he gets taken by Buzz's shorty.
अरे यार
And
वो
that
लोग
should be enough
भाई वो
time.
लोग का जेट भाई
Just, oh man, if
फॉक्सी
he actually got that last bullet onto Stax' head through the smoke, that
एक
would have been
फॉक्सी
round
की
win
वजह से
here
वो लोग को
for
मालूम पड़ा कि
Global
एक बंदा
Esports,
सी
but
साइड आ रहा
a
है
great
सिटी से
idea. But
वो
the
लोग को ये भी
problem
नहीं
comes
मालूम
from the
था कि
fact that
फॉक्सी वहाँ
Ronsky,
पे
after he gets the kill in
ये
A
किल
heaven, he
ये
actually wants
किल
to
नहीं
wrap
आना
all the way
चाहिए
around because they realize they've lost sight control over
फॉक्सी
the
का
C
एक फ्री
lane,
किल
and
मिला
then
और
their
इन्फो
movements
भी दिया
have all
उसने
been read
भाई
because Foxy9 was still remaining over on A site with that operator.
भाई फॉक्सी
They're having some fun there at the end, swinging some hammers onto the dead bodies as Texture really made them work for that one. That was not an easy round for DRX, even at the end of it. As here comes Global. They got 5 guys out in lobby. We're going to push through
हमेशा
long.
किल जे भी मिस करता है उसका भी
Okay,
वीकनेस
so
वही
Global,
है
they're understanding how to push Foxy out of sewers. Okay,
Why-
this time
पूरा
they
W
commit
दबाया।
even better to it. They want to get the chase down.
Oh,
Nice.
and the knives through the smoke as Texture is in there.
No,
Foxy able to
Foxy's
get
still
2,
alive.
and he's still got this operator. Finally gets taken out by a ghost. As Global on a little bit of an eco, they're trying to push on in here. They will get this plant.
अबे क्या
they
खाया
have an
फॉक्सी ने
operator on-
ब्रेकफास्ट में
Batsy, and they have the Vandal on Texture as well. This is easily defendable.
Pada,
Mako's
pada.
just been scratched through the wall.
Monyet
Nice
gets a
trade.
headshot here with the Sheriff. And not much hope for Mako, who's on 30 health.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. And it looks like
भाई
Global Esports
फॉक्सी
also
भाई
Yeah,
क्या
must
भाई
round.
with the rifles in case Mako wants to.
अगर
grab
अब
these
शर्म
rifles.
आता है
Says,
दो
"Alright, well,
मारे
you know,
उसमें घर
RB
जाएंगे
And Foxy9 low on their econ, so let's make sure we can even out all of our buys. I would guess that Global, oh, they are going to take it. Okay.
attack
Well,
off
he could
लिया।
also just buy another extra rifle for himself afterwards, so most likely
वो
what you'll
देखने
see
गया
is
वो
Texture
लोग
open up the round with the operator.
फॉक्सी को
in the
भगा के
coming round, the
रिपोजिशन
last
में
round of
उसको
the half,
पता है ना
then he'll
रिपिक
toss it
करता
over
है
to
वहां पे
Batsy
एम
or
लगा के
somebody else,
बैठेंगे कि नहीं
as he goes in with a
कल भी एक
rifle. They
टीम
could
ने
also
किया
just
था।
trade if that's the plan here.
And a Thrifty in round
Thrifty.
11.
6-5
On the side of Global.
Last
And
round
it
in the
should
half.
boost them through into this final round of the half. And going halvesies on attack is, it's decent as Texture. He opened this entire thing up, but Foxy, very importantly, made it a little bit even towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, Foxy was staying alive for way longer than he had any business doing so. So a good Thrifty coming out.
नाइस
from
स्मोक
Global
टेक्सचर
Esports,
ऐसा वाला
and
ना
Texture will keep the
अच्छा राउंड था
operator.
अच्छा राउंड था
Now, looking at his econ, I think he did buy a rifle on the side as well. And again, they could
वो
always
लोग भी
toss it off
तीन
to
खेल
somebody
रहे हैं।
else.
Blades out here for Foxy as he is pretty far up here. Also has a stinger.
लेकिन अपना डिफेंस में थोड़ा सीन हो जाएगा यार।
So, backup plan.
वुमेन ब्लाइंड है,
especially in that
ब्रीच
close
टर्न
range.
डबल
Gotta
ब्लाइंड
wonder,
है,
of course,
ओवर
that
रिकॉन है।
Blade Storm available for when he eventually might want to get the flank. Now, Global
वो लोग
Esports, they
का
purposely give up a
5-man
lobby. They
push
know
थोड़ा
that DRX has
है।
been focusing so hard on that area.
ये लोग का early
Yeah,
fight
they're
थोड़ा
gonna
लेना
continue to check
पड़ेगा
how
मेरे
far
हिसाब
they've
से।
pushed up. I like all this utility, the Sky utility usage coming out from Global Esports. They're trying to make sure they confirm what information that DRX has.
Foxy.
Oh, he
they
doesn't get
don't
hit.
know. He doesn't get hit. He's gonna get two headshots in a row.
बाप रे।
Unbelievable, Foxy 9. The timing and the wherewithal to make that happen.
क्या
And to click on
crazy
the
था।
heads. Unbelievable stuff as now Global 3v5 have to push in this last round of the half.
And let's just say that moment is exactly the value that Foxy9 brings to the squad. Being able to make that decision of I can try to get ahead of this guiding light just to catch them off guard, the types of risky plays that DRX usually does not make.
Yeah, now they're trying to force this onto the already a lot of damage taken by Ronsky. Just by a turret and etc.
Smoke में मारा बता
Here
उसने
on the site
Tex
they
ने।
are. Tex are going to pick up one as he updrafts, and it's pretty obvious where he is. DRX
ठीक है,
going to pick up
7-5.
7 on
7-5.
defense on Haven.
What a decision coming out from Foxy9. And I gotta imagine that was all his own
अगर वो
decision
blinded
because
सुनाई
the
देता था
backup
ना,
had already
अगर
kinda left. They just planted him there. He realizes that, the Trailblazer is being used. I think RB breaks it for him.
भाई
And then he sees
एम
the
देखना।
guiding light and he gets 2 kills as well. Just
इसमें दो बंदे
crisp
आते सामने
that
फुपल
place.
जाते अपने। अच्छा था, गुड ऑफ था यार,
It's
गुड
not
ऑफ था।
easy to land those headshots, especially when they're running away from you. You can't always predict, what direction they're going to be going. But Foxy 9, you see, he's really excited.
Yeah.
Kind
अच्छा
of
था।
giggling like a little kid.
6-6
Pretty
हो
cute
सकता
there
था मेरे
as
हिसाब से। एक राउंड
probably
जी ने
doesn't
वो
feel
किया
like a
ड्राई
little
पिक।
kid for Global Esports playing up
अगर
against
वो
this
नहीं होता
guy.
तो
And
शायद
that
6-6
is,
होता, but 7-5 is not a
just
bad up।
kind of dominating them.
चल रहा है।
Yeah, bit of a giant on the stage right now, and I think he's got to feel especially proud because a lot of the Korean fans, while they've been excited to see Foxy9 play, they still had the question of, okay, yeah, but you still haven't gone up against the likes of Texture or Meteor, the other Korean Jets that we know that have played on other teams even abroad and proven themselves.
Not
So
good,
how
no?
good are you really, right? We're not going to hype you up just yet. He comes in and says, well, I can go toe-to-toe, if not ahead of the likes of Texture.
By
Well, so
Foxy
far he
really
has
good।
proven that. I think in this first round, it's still early times in the entire series, but
भाई
a
लेकिन
great
पहली
start here
बार
for
अच्छा
DRX
लग
and
रहा
the
है,
rest of the
बहुत प्यारा
squad.
खेला जी, बहुत
As you
प्यारा।
mentioned, though, playing pretty default still outside of Foxy 9, and that's
एक
kind
राउंड
of
बस
what we did
वो हो गया।
expect.
उसके
A bit of
अलावा
a wild
सब
card
मेरे
is
हिसाब
love
से
from
बराबर है।
Brazil.
Wow!
Made it all the way here.
I mean,
कोई राउंड
after
ऐसा नहीं था कि
DRX's
कुछ गलत।
performance over in Sao Paulo, no
Ajit will
surprise that
lose
we've got
the
fans visiting
match
from Brazil.
100%.
Great to have them here
किसका
in the
map है ये?
studio tuned for DRX. And listen, this is
मैप देखते
this is why DRX has so many fans in Korea as well, because they've really been spearheading the Korean Valorant scene, right? And letting it be known to the world that Korea is here to compete. And now they
ए मैं लाइक करने नहीं बोलो
Pacific.
बेशर्मो
And now all these
7,000
other teams
वाचिंग
have a
है
chance to constantly
3,500
play
लाइक्स
against
है
DRX
आधे
every
लोग
week
ने किया
and try to get a good
बाकी
power
लोग
check of
करो
what
यार।
they can do to try to
Likes करो,
overtake
likes
this team
करो।
eventually, who most people expect to still be #1 here this season.
Yeah, and so far,
DRX
it
का
only
map
has
है।
been a couple of weeks. We have many more to go, but it is looking that way from what we can tell from the play over the last couple of weeks. As here we go, we have swap side, DRX now
फॉक्सी
on
का
the attack.
ऑलमोस्ट 20 किल होने आया है बे।
From the minimap, looks like they are setting up for a bit of a play on to C.
Yeah, with the frenzies as well. They're just going to go hard and fast here. And no
इसका round
surprise,
down
right?
है।
You know that
नहीं, वो
Global
देखना।
also is going to have to
ये
play
लोग 4
stacks.
हेवी
I mean,
खेल रहे हैं, वो
with
लोग सी
the
रीटेक करने वाले
composition they have, their retakes are not going to be as strong if it's a full 5v5. So especially in a round like the pistol, and DRX just hoping that Global Esports doesn't win the gamble. They will still send the recon bolt, and it should be a safe entry.
Yeah, I mean, they are in here pretty safe.
ये भी dash मस्त है ना?
वो लोग A से
Global
push कर
will
रहे
have to
हैं
go
पूरा।
for the
You know
retake
why dash
on
वो
this
जो उसने dash मारा
pistol
ना
round.
स्मोक डैश वो क्यों उतना अच्छा
Yeah,
है
no, Global, I mean,
क्योंकि
they
वो
were
स्मोक
surely
डैश में
prepared for
तेरे
this
को
because they
किधर
didn't
स्प्रे करना है
have
तेरे को मालूम नहीं
Aaron
है
overextending on
या फिर वो
C.
डब्बे के ऊपर घुस
Already
सकता है या फिर
pushing into
नीचे या फिर
garage
साइड
as
में
Buzz gets one, but there is a guy in the window that they did not clear out. As Aaron
Hey!
push
अच्छा
on
blind
through
था
as now with utility out, he's being
Huh?
straight down. Foxy though is able to trade one back.
Nice.
Headshot
निकाल
from
लेगा
Texture.
टैक्स के बारे में पता है
And this
उसे
retake is happening. Global Esports with only RB left to take down.
Now they are very low, but the shock dart doesn't do the job just yet.
That's
मारना पड़ेगा एरिन को मारना ही
Now
पड़ेगा
Aaron,
नाइस
Aaron's gonna pick it up and the defuse will be stuck.
ओ बाप रे क्लोज था
A little close because everyone was scratched up quite a bit. But I like it from Global. They
Close
understand
था.
that DRX also, if they get the site for free, they're going to have to push out to either C-Link or Garage. Both teams trying to fight for that space, but Global is there just in time to use their utility to fight back and push through from double angles. Oh, listen to that energy coming out.
उसने कॉल दिया पता है इतना
That's the
सैड होके बोल के
feeling
आई एम
of
लो
taking a pistol round with
मैं
a
low,
full retake
please मरना
5v5
नहीं।
against DRX and
एरिन को
it's
कॉल दिया
really
उसने
what
जो
they need
डिफेंस
to
कर
do.
रहा
You
था
go
ना
down 8-5,
Texture.
you give a couple
I am low.
rounds over to the side of DRX on defense
Still
on Haven.
vibes.
You're not really going to be in a comfortable spot. Texture, Foxy9 will be
Foxy भाई हमें भी ऐसे ही फील हो रहा था just saying
Yeah,
Foxy भाई हाँ
Texture surely hearing what I said during that halftime and saying, nah, the match ain't over yet.
Feeling
Let me
is
put
mutual.
Foxy back in his place. Comes out with the trusty old Marshall. All right, Bazzi sees him, but because there's no backup, he doesn't try to stick the kill. I like that decision from Bazzi. Says, you know what, it's a Spectre
Low
long
field
range.
guy.
I'm not going to take the risk. I'm going to wait and call for Ronsky's help.
Yeah. They can play it safely. Trailblazer on through. RB with the classic headshot from that range. Very nicely done. As now Bonsi on the site is going to
Nice.
spray them down as they rush through the smoke.
नहीं मारेगा नहीं
As yeah, the blind is too good, and Buzz is not going to get it done. Mako as well. Buzz getting cleaned up. And 2 rounds now for Global Esports after the half.
Yeah, and they recover the Bulldog as well. So
कोई
only
भी
lose
blind
one
agent
member,
को
not a
मारना है
bad
ना
place
बैक
to
साइड से
be.
बहुत टफ है
Right, Texture, he's going to continue to stick with that Marshall, try to save up for that operator in the coming rounds. Now the bonus is, it's important here. It's okay for Global Esports to lose this round, but most ideally, they actually get
तीन
closer
मारो
to their
बस।
ult orbs, right? And through kills, I mean, right? Getting
भाई
2 or 3
माको बहुत
weapons out of the
struggle कर
opponent's
रहा है।
hands, and if you, ideally you can stack it on the Badzi or Aaron to get these crucial retake
उसने
ultimates.
crazy मारा
That's the
था
most ideal
वही
scenario.
राउंड मारा उसने सिर्फ
It's definitely what you would
इतना
want
कैसे
as
struggle कर रहा हो
DRX. Going to take it slow to start. Setting up pretty similarly to what we saw Global do. As maybe a push through Garage, as we are not going to be looking to go see long, as now here comes Global out of lobby. As RB is here, and that push will be sort of stifled, but there are 4 members who are going to take this
वो
push
लोग
from
लड़ने आ रहे
Global.
वो लोग
Global Esports, you're
DRX
getting
लड़ने आ
very
रहा है
greedy with this. You've already been spotted.
Oh, shot through the
हाँ,
smoke though.
DRX
Ronsky
लड़ने
going to
आए
get one. RB
Monyet?
is trying to take down Manya. Finally does.
3v3
A little bit late to help his teammate there as Buzz does poke out as well, and they have
चलेगा एक
stifled
और
the
गन
push
गिरा
for
है मजा
now,
आ जाएगा
but already a couple of kills for Global.
Okay, but here's the thing. Bazzi is going to get his ultimate, right? I mean, unless he unfortunately dies to Spike. I mean, it's almost better for him right now to die to a member of DRX. So he'll get his ultimate. They've already taken away 2 weapons. Buzz is weak as well. So if Global can take out one more person
Ulti-
here, ideally on Ronsky,
नहीं मारा तो
and
भी
then
अच्छा
they,
है
even if they
क्योंकि वो
lose a
लोग
round,
एक
it's
कंट्रोल
actually
लेके
a
और तो ले
very,
ही
very
सकते
good
हैं
position for Global to be in for the defending half.
Yeah. As see Ronsky pushing his way through very slowly, but they are all out on long. Botsy is going to be the one that has to check for this. Some shots thrown out, and Botsy,
He's got a Phantom.
blind comes out, he gets
Oh.
one.
Guiding Light?
As there's another blind, and RB will get the kill. Right as blind for
अगर वो
Ronsky.
मार
1v1.
देता
A pretty long time though, as he
Blind
does
में
try
मारा
to stick this, but a
उसने।
nice little shot will come through from RB. But 4 kills
Oh,
from Global in that
भाई,
round is still
कितना
going to make them feel
close
pretty good.
था।
Oh, a solid round. I mean, the only thing that might sting a little bit is that, you know, RB was able to get a
Jeez.
couple of these extra points and he's close to his Hunter's Fury, but don't mind that,
Oh,
right? You
यार,
take away 4
कितना
weapons. You put your
close
Seekers
था
online.
भाई।
You're only 2 points away from that
हाँ?
ult command on Ronsky, and you now have a round
भाई
to find that operator.
मस्त खेले
You are
भाई
now in a
मस्त
position where
खेले
you have
मुझे
the
लगा
full
सब
set of
मारेंगे
utility
क्योंकि
that you always
DRX वापस
wanted
आ
on
रही
the
थी
defensive
फाइट
half.
करने
This allows him
लेकिन
to
वो
not
जो
have to
smoke
stack
डाला
the
ना,
site because the operator
मौर्य ने।
can hold on to that site for just a
मस्त
bit longer
smoke
on
डाला।
his own.
And that's what Texter's going to be looking for here. See if he can do what Foxy did in the last round. He is
पड़ी
going to
पड़ी
miss
पड़ी नहीं पड़ी
that first shot. As here comes DRX. Drone going to
Yeah,
be
मुझे
thrown
लगा पड़ी।
into sewers just to try to clear this one out.
Now, this is the big difference between DRX and Global, right? They're not sticking just to chase down this operator. They actually keep fishing for information. They're going to slow
Texture.
creep forward.
Here.
Oh, I think he knows though. As
Yeah,
the
they know
shots
it's a
thrown.
Nice
Right
crossfire
there, knocked him out, and this is totally
ball,
cleared up as Dax alone on the site. He's flashed. He's being surrounded right now. Boxy's going to pick him up, and only one person dies on the side of Global to tie things up.
बोला था
This is a very even map so far. Global absolutely could take it from here, and that would be
ऐसे
a
rounds हो रहे
wonderful
ना
start for them.
कि
Yeah,
अगर
they can.
गलती से
Here's
एक
another
शॉट
thing
मिस हो
that
गया
I
ना
actually started
दोनों
to get a
मारेंगे
little
पूरा
concerned
क्रॉस फायर
about. Oh, he
टूटा
actually saw the end of that shadow step as well, so yeah, they knew it was a crossfire. But going back to my point, it's the fact that
बाजी डर गया
individually, how much practice
भाई एंजॉय तो कर रहे हैं
how much practice have you had as a team?
Enjoy
Right,
तो
with
कर
RB
रहे
on the Sova. His Sova's fine, but it's not the original starting five to get these amazing site execs.
Yes.
सेम
back
फीलिंग
in.
फॉक्सी भाई
Wow.
आपकी गलती नहीं है
Yes.
सेम फीलिंग था
Fish in a barrel. There were
Huh?
4 of them
One
out there
more.
along. He's gonna pick
सेम
up
फीलिंग
2.
था फॉक्सी भाई लव यू
And he's still holding on to that operator. Yes, Aaron did go down, but yeah, they're holding on to this one pretty nicely. Botsy right here to stop any pokes through onto B.
Yeah, they saw Buzz in mid, so they're just hanging back, right? No reason to take any risks. Now, the reason they're trying to keep a little bit close to B site is ideally Global Esports also doesn't
Nice,
use
nice.
the ultimates to save this round, right? And DRX now that
बाजी में मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ अल्टी मार
well, I was about to say,
इतना मार रहे
ideally,
वापस
they
अल्टा आ
push
जाएगा
out
नेक्स्ट
some of
राउंड
these ultimates, but they're all just going to get taken out. I think at the start of the round, their idea was
बाजी में मार ही
if
दो
the operators on C,
जैसे
let's
राउंड
at least
चलेगा ना
get a
अल्टी
full
मारो
open, get what we
एस मार के
can.
वापस अल्टी
A
मारो
timeout
Double
coming up
ulti
from
मारो
DRX. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think this is a good time to take a timeout, okay? They kind of got spanked.
भाई कुछ भी बोलो बे
मजा
मजा आ रहा है आज
Kind of strategy to shut down this operator.
And the other thing is we
Off
know
छोड़, ये लोग
historically,
जैसा
Journey will
fights
not call
ले रहे ना,
timeouts unless he feels is absolutely
मतलब एकदम
necessary.
प्रीमियम गेम
We've
प्ले
seen
बे
many games
जिससे दोनों
against teams
टीम्स
that
फाइट
DRX
ले
teams
रहे
weaker,
ऐसा नहीं
where
कि
they
वो लोग
might
ए
get
पुश
caught
कर रहे
up
हैं
in
लोग सी
time
भाग
and,
रहे हैं नहीं बे
Turner just
लड़ने
said,
आ रहे
no,
हैं
I trust in Stacks or Zest. They're gonna make the right calls as the IGL. Obviously,
हाँ
coordinated
guys,
as
माँ को
Stacks,
3 किल
and he
पर
just
हाँ
lets
बे
them do
शट
their
डाउन हो
thing.
रहा
But I think he's starting to realize, okay,
लेकिन
Global
usually
Esports,
ऐसे
they
सब
have
नजर
great
ना लगाओ
offer.
guys
ऐसे सब
Now,
इसमें
the
ना
way they're playing around
स्मोकर
that
को
off
मारने
is
को बहुत
starting to
डिफिकल्ट
change.
होता है
In the beginning rounds,
क्योंकि
we
जब तक वो
saw
स्मोक
Stacks
कर दे
G
टीम
fighting,
अंदर जा
G
जाए
fighting.
हाँ
back
जी
base
फाइटिंग
side.
हो
Let's
रहा
try to see what we can do to break that open. But now with the operator, you got to start guessing where it
तो
is. and
स्मोक ब्लाइंड देख के
go back
जब
to
घुसता ना
original
तो आधी
DRX
टीम तो
style,
मरी
just
पड़ी
sit
रहती है
down with
अगर
couples
शट डाउन
early,
हुआ
right?
तो
Figure
उसको
out
किल लेना
where
थोड़ा
is the
टफ
operator
होता है
and then start to make your move.
Yeah, it feels like they have been rushing just a little bit. Maybe
क्योंकि
that's
स्मोक्स
what
तो
Fermi is
अच्छा
going
दे रहा है
to
वो स्मोक
get in
ब्लाइंड
the
तो
comms
उसका
and
काम आ
say
रहा है लेकिन
and talk
मोनियर
about
जो
here,
दिमाग लगा के स्मोक कर रहा है ना वो भी
because
इंसेंट
as you mentioned, I think, you know,
माको को
DRX,
मेरे
they
को
should be
वन वे
confident
स्मोक
in
भी
their
अच्छा लगा
abilities.
बे
They are
शॉट
the
का
favorites to
वो
take
भी
this
बहुत काम आएगा
map and this entire
मस्त स्मोक
series. So kind of calm things down, reassess, you know, what the strategy is going to be. That's what you have to do with this absolutely necessary
टेक्सचर
timeout.
भाई
As
एक और
guys
बार
on the analyst desk, they were saying, okay, Mako, he's the
Excuse me,
pinnacle
Garo
of
bhai,
consistency.
language.
Hello,
Currently not
man.
really showing up for the team. He's actually only had 3 kills so far,
Foxy
which
bhai.
is not a great look to start off
एक
here
बार
on this
ऑफ
first
से
map,
मर
honestly.
जाते
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen him with a score like that. Now, operator
ये
does
अपना
go
ये
onto
एक
the
ही
C
problem है
side,
B
and
side
Global Esports, they're leaving B open for
अपने
retakes,
composition
right?
में
And the
B
reason they're
side
doing
की
this
एक
is they have
problem
ultimates as
है
well,
उसमें
so
breach
let
turn
DRX
नेड
use their
तो आराम
ultimates
से
for free to
करते
get
थे
into
वो
the site. DRX correctly saving theirs to fight
Retake time.
against the retake as well. Both teams are very aware of the ult economy right now.
Yeah. That is going to be the plants. Setting up out here in the courtyard as the Seekers are here, the Trailblazer as well. Foxy9 a little bit of trouble. The push out through the smoke is pretty strong.
Nice.
Foxy9, yes, he gets
Baap
one, but
re.
push out here is
Oh
great.
my
Baap re.
As RB will get on and the defuse is coming in the smoke, but a nice shot from Buzz.
Half is done.
Yeah, Texture, he has
Texture.
to take him down. Shorty here. Lots of time bought by
एक स्मोक है
Buzz.
डिफ्यूज कर
You
सकता
know
हाफ
that
तो हो गया
half uses there, protect-
Shot is there,
Oh!
straight down.
ये ऊपर
अरे
वाले
आरबी
को भी
ये आरबी बंदा वो राउंड भी निकाला ये राउंड भी निकाला
Wow, that was very close. And props to Global. The way
Sheesh.
they push
Bye,
out
must-
the B site, the way they
क्या करके?
shoot their flashes and then push out from
क्या
both sides
करके?
of the smoke.
Drilling noise.
was
मुझे
very
सुनाई
good.
नहीं दे रहा है,
But
मैं
that's
अंदर
time
हूँ
to push out
एकदम।
of garage was very good, but RB actually holds strong. If he doesn't get that double, he doesn't have time to pull his Hunter's Fury, and then Batsy might have even stuck the whole defuse.
You can see, some nices being
close
thrown
था.
around, but still almost a sigh of relief from Stacks as it was very close, back and forth rounds, and Global are going toe-to-toe with one of our best teams here in the entire league, so very fun stuff so far.
Yeah.
So what is going to be the choice from DRX this time, as Aaron, much like we saw from Buzz, on defense is setting up in the exact same place.
Yeah, just gonna do
वो लोग फिर से बी जाएंगे क्या?
C stack, and I think Global Esports almost gambling that DRX will want to go C because they've had the operator on A site.
मेरे हिसाब से वो लोग A दिखा के A shot sound देके वापस B
crucial
जाएंगे.
ultimates for an easy retake on A, so I am curious if DRX gets the plant without a Sova or a Fade, what does your retake look like? Yes, you have a bunch of flashes to try to get a good angle,
Full
but
retake.
emptying the site against the Rolling Thunder, that's fine, but there's still so much more for DRX. You've still got the lockdown. Yeah,
हाँ,
and if
फिर
you're
जो ult भी है,
DRX,
कैसे करेंगे retake ये लोग?
Yeah, maybe just to get it slowly moving on the map towards your favor. As Spike is planted.
ये round गया.
Bronski,
Ulti मार दिया. हो
they're
गया.
gonna come on in, and
There you
there it
go.
is. There's the lockdown.
ये round गया.
Not gonna be messing around with this one.
yeah, there's no easy way to take that out. The reason he waits is to
Save,
really
save, save.
maximize
कुछ
the
नहीं कर
time.
सकता. दो
Both
ulti गए
teams,
बस.
they're not looking
10-9,
great
save.
on their economy, right? Global has money, but not money to keep buying operators.
हाँ
They're
अच्छा है,
running
save
away.
क्या अच्छा
They
है.
want to save it.
Nasib, love
Wow,
you.
I mean, DRX,
Call
the
था.
delayed lockdown leads to the save. So Global says, you know what? Let's prioritize keeping the
अच्छा था,
operator.
ये
We
अच्छा
took
था.
out 2 huge ultimates from the other side.
Yeah.
Body throw करने से
actually
काफी
give a-
अच्छा
give
था
a
ये.
big round of applause to Aaron for this call because it's a tough one to make it a 5v5.
Yeah, it's so close,
Huh?
right? Every single round matters now. So if you give a one
मेरा
away
call को उसने
essentially
बोला
for
tough
free,
one
as you
करके
mentioned,
देख
it's
रहे हो?
not
मेरा call
actually
था
free
जैसे.
just because of the ultimate economy and stuff like that.
अच्छा था भाई,
especially
actual में
towards
अच्छा
the
था.
end of the
Option
map.
नहीं रहता भाई. Body throw
It
करके
can be
मतलब
rough,
नहीं है.
but I think it's the right call. You hold on to your economy, and maybe you'll get a better chance next time. And they call a timeout as well.
दो ulti
They
गए.
say, okay, we're really slowing things
Nice
down. We
call.
have
दूर
the
से
time
देख लिया था ना
to
मैं,
get
save
around
होएगा
to
5
talk,
में.
this timeout
हाँ?
to talk, and let's,
Nice call, Binks भाई. Love
let's
you
get
यार.
ourselves
एरियन को बोलो
the
उसके
push
पहले
to
मैंने
the
कॉल
big
दिया था.
Yeah,
Just
I like that you mentioned
Just-
that, by saving, they have a couple more seconds as
एरियन के कॉल में क्या था? सब A पे आए और फिर C पे गए. मेरे कॉल पे अगर मैं स्काई रहता मैं डॉक करता, मतलब 5 जन ने 2 अल्टी मारा. एक काम करो, A तक मत आओ, C पे खड़े रहो यार, चिल करो यार, खाना वाना खाओ, आराम से नेक्स्ट राउंड खेलेंगे. हाँ ऐसा तेरा भाई का ऐसा
area.
कॉल
So
होता है. हाँ
skip to the afternoon classes. It
गाइस
seems.
जब तक टाइम आउट
but
हो रहा है
going
लाइक
back to
करो.
what
5 के
Global
लाइक्स में हुए
is looking to
8500
do
वाचिंग
here,
है,
I
मतलब
mean,
9 के वाचिंग भी हो
First
सकता
of all, I think you take a look
बराबर
at the
है.
scoreboard and you realize, okay, because of
ऋषि
Foxy
सर
9,
को बोला
DRX
आपका
play a
आइजल
very
बना.
Foxy
हाँ
9
लव यू.
centric style, especially now that they're on the attacking side. You got to imagine that it's all going to be set up. It's different than when Buzz used to play. Buzz is actually more of a space
आप
creating
कितने लकी हो, इतना
jet
अच्छा
and
आइजल
duelist.
हस्बैंड मिला.
Foxy 9 is more of a fragging duelist. So curious to see Global
मैं तो
Esports.
बोलता हूँ हर
First of
दिन
all, the
अपने सर
operator.
पे 2 नारियल
You
फोड़ो.
just plant it solo on one side, push
माफ
out the
करो.
other, because
नहीं, नहीं,
by
sorry.
leaving A side open, you're realizing, okay, DRX, they're going to keep taking their time, and eventually they'll read that we leave it for open. Okay, so they're going to push out from both sides?
ठंडा चाय पिया
Maybe.
पता है?
And
क्योंकि अगर
Texter
चाय
is
खत्म
going
नहीं
to
करता तो मैं
be
खत्म.
looking to get this first pick off right on C-Long. Through the smoke he goes. Some spray, little jiggle.
They're pretending that it's not texture.
ओह
the
अच्छा
shot.
अच्छा था अच्छा
Nice jiggle, nice check there from the side of Mako, who takes a massive amount of damage. He's got 6
अच्छा था
health.
अच्छा था.
Yeah, and Buzz has been chunked down as well. But the most important thing here is Global has full control of A main. They know it has to be B or C.
And let's see, I mean, Foxy 9, he gets up onto the boxes here. There's a lot of spray through the smoke, but good spray as well from Foxy 9. Nearly takes out Monyet.
Okay, it really comes down to Buzz. Can Buzz and RB stay alive far back once again? And Botsy's fishing for this. And I think Botsy's goal here is just to draw enough attention until the rest of his team is ready to strike. And that's when he can go in the middle
उनको
of
पता है
the
लेकिन
chaos.
बाजी यहाँ से आ रहा है.
And they got to wrap around here. I'd be very curious to see what's happening in Garage with the op. Texture peeks out of Garage, gets a kill, but immediately gets taken out. Bondiat is there with him, but he's super low. And
Nice.
Okay, from behind, they get the couple of kills, but running out of
Jibi
time
low hai.
now. As
Nice.
one kill from Arim, it's a 1-on-1. Fuse is coming in. He's not going to stick it. And the shot. Oh, 6 health from Mako. He
time है.
Aaron.
But did, is
नहीं
it
है,
time?
Hey time है time है.
नहीं
Hey.
It's late.
नहीं है.
Oh, it's
Oh!
so close, Aaron.
वो
It's
circle
so much
बंद
work,
है.
but Mako has the perfect timing to peek and force force the fight
नहीं
right so he can't get the defuse on time.
Aaron's got to be kicking himself for not getting the kill early. And I wonder if there wasn't a call for Mako's health, right? Because otherwise you could have just sprayed the box as he was peeking instead of trying to go for the headshot. Missing that one. Stack's just praying here.
Oh, boys.
Wow, I mean,
boy.
listen,
In the chat.
Global, again, they play the
Oh,
idea correctly, but it's just 0.2, 0.3 seconds late.
It's rough.
Bhai
They're
ka
getting really close
maza
in so
raha
many of
hai.
these rounds.
Sheesh.
Already with 9 rounds, you can say it's a quote-unquote victory, but that's not what they're looking for here. They want to take down this map, and they essentially have to do it here. They pick up another operator for Texture, and they're going to give it one last go at things, essentially.
उसको देखा नहीं.
DRX will slow things down. Going to throw out the drone through
उनको पता है ये खाली है.
lobby, just checking out all the corners.
Sky क्यों है यहाँ पे?
But after that, looks like they might push in through mid.
Nice rotate
Yeah,
कर
so
दिया.
that has actually drawn Botsy back. We just saw him use the guiding
Nice.
light on A main. So DRX, it does give them a
Apna
little
C
bit
भी
more
strong
time,
है.
but Global Esports, they stacked C site. A was always going to be
man.
empty.
They have so much stuff on here from the Killjoy
Nice.
as well. The lockdown is in as Foxy9 is going to beat the
DRX
corner.
has to push.
Gets the one, does actually
Lockdown
shut
थोड़ा
down
लेकिन
Oh no.
the
वो लोग का
lockdown.
breach.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, Texture on the backside here. He's looking. Oh, does not
Bye,
line up
Bray.
that second one
6
as
HP.
the spike
ये वो लोग का ओमन देखे पे.
been planted. We do see
Moment
Mako
चढ़ अपना
and go
वो लोग
over
का
the
breach
A-side
देख,
stacks
jet
elsewhere.
देख,
On
क्या हो
C
रहा है?
is getting kills.
This is just ring around the rosy
2v2
for all
है.
members because they were all so split.
B जा रहे.
Mako moves into B, actually.
Vronsky.
Yeah,
Feeling the pressure.
but they do know he left
Vronsky.
A because Texture was trying to keep sights of him. He heard the audio as
TP
well.
out मत मार दे देख.
Right here.
Nice!
Easy lineup for him.
He's
Third
1
kill.
HP dudes.
They don't know where Buzz is. Now Buzz is very
Oh,
low.
detect.
6 health again.
Yeah, what is it with DRX?
Texture
Six?
2, 6 health, and
Nice!
Buzz. Global this time much easier. A
अबे
lot more time
लेकिन
to take
कितना
this.
कम चांसेस था पता है जी को ये राउंड जीतने को
And Valdez,
क्योंकि ब्रिज
let's
ने
keep
भी
in
एक
mind,
गराज में
DRX
मार
not
दिया
at match point
सिटी से
just
सी आ गया
yet. They cannot
लेकिन ये लोग को
relax
किल जाए होता
because
करके
they
थोड़ा
still
डर
wanna
गया
make
वो किल
sure
को
that they get to match point first.
ये लोग सी जाते तो
They
जीत जाते थे
lose
ये किल के
this
बाद
next round and it goes 11-11. Things could go either way because DRX's economy should
ये
start
लोग सी ही
drying
जाते
up
तो
again.
जीत जाते थे भाई
Just
बाप
had a
रे
lot
क्या
of good
कॉम्प्लेक्स
leads, like,
राउंड था बे
Monty here right on time. He hears the plans, like he's in position as the coach. Is just
इको है वो लोग अभी शायद
Eraser, he's feeling
यस 11-11 गाइस
You know, just touched right at the performance of his players and Ronsky
टेक्सचर
too.
भाई
He had a rough
एक
start
बार
in week
फॉक्सी का ऑफ से
1,
मारो
but he's coming in really proving his value on
Texture
this
भाई मेरा आवाज आ
deep
रहा है
roster of Global Esports.
टेक्सचर
absolutely
मिट जा
have
रहे
proven
यार
it.
अपना बी
Each and every one of them individually. As here comes DRX, very fast. Foxy up top. As they are going to get this pretty easy plant down. And
नहीं
Global
लेकिन
will play
रीटेक
for the
अच्छा है एक
retake.
विंडो से आ रहा
Yeah,
है
Global understanding that this is going to be most likely Eco here coming in from DRX, so they actually send 3 members to go back and make sure that there's no post-plant
बस बराबर जा
lineups
रहे हो।
being prepared.
नाइस
Oh boy.
भाई ये लोग का रीटेक
Mike's
अच्छा है
gonna clean it
बोला
up. He's got 2
ओ
fish
चलेगा
over
दो
there.
ब्लाइंड है
Mako is
बोला है
going to be able to
उसने
take
दोनों
down
मरेंगे
one as- Yeah, just cleans him up.
नाइस
Everybody
दो ब्लाइंड है
taken
दोनों का
down,
कॉल
and
दिया
Global will tie
नाइस
it up.
भाई ये लोग का
Okay.
रीटेक अब बहुत
It comes
अच्छा
down to
है
this
बहुत
next round
बहुत
for
प्यारा
both
है
sides, right? Global Esports, while they are starting to get this win
Huh?
streak, they're still losing
Another
weapons
bullet?
as well, so their econ not in the most excellent position. Meanwhile, on the other side, DRX, they save for this next
Binks,
round.
बात
They
करो,
save up
Will
because
भाई।
they play the next round and
One
then
interesting.
try to
किससे बात
get
करना ना
another buy as well. And wow. Wow.
अन्ना मेरा
forcing
कॉल
both
सेम
timeouts at
सेम है
attorney.
मेरा कॉल
Not a
जस्ट
lot of
सही
teams can do that.
Oh man, that is a
अन्ना मैं एक
good
टीम बताऊं
sign if you
हाँ?
are a Global Esports fan.
मैं
Second
Goldie
one
भाई
forced out from the side
आप।
of DRX, and
ठीक है
yeah, I
अपन
mean,
किंग
even when DRX are winning
एक
rounds,
फॉक्सी
like,
नाइक
to get the
यहाँ से।
the spike blow up and deny the
और
defuse, just
एक-
barely was Mako on 6 health. Like
Tense.
it feels like they're just barely scraping by.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, those were really off the
Foxy
bat
line.
for Mako. And while we pointed
Tens
out
को हम
his
jet देंगे।
KDA was, you know, not
क्योंकि
as
उस पे
high as
अपन
we would
mesmerized
normally like
होते
to
हैं।
see,
हाँ?
those couple rounds, he
Foxy
proved
को हम
once again
देंगे रहना।
why we continue to call him just the most
अपन तीन
reliable,
जन
consistent
बैठेंगे।
player on DRX.
सी साइड पे क्रॉस फायर
And
अन्ना
now
मैं आप और गोल्डी भाई
the incredibly
फॉक्सी को भेजेंगे ए
tense scenario.
टेंस को
for both
भेजेंगे
these
बी
teams, as you
और तू wait
mentioned.
करेगा।
Somebody
आके देखो
is gonna have to take this round.
दम है
and
तो
whoever
कोई भी
does
साइड
is
पे आके
most
बताओ
likely
चैलेंज
going to get 13 to
ए पे
11
वो एस
bucks.
मारेगा बी पे ये एस मारेगा सी पे अपन एस मार
It all
लेंगे
comes down to the play.
अन्ना बोल रहा हूँ हो जाए
DRX, I still feel like they should be in a relatively comfortable spot. You know, you go in the last rounds, they're here, they bought their
Spawn
guns,
the
they're ready to
best.
go with a timeout.
कर
They
सकते
can
हैं।
collect themselves, and
कर सकते हैं
they're on the attack here on Haven. Let's see how it goes.
Oh, now Global has no command and Seekers, and if you're Global, you've got to
मस्त
dump these
plan है
ultimates this
रे
round to get to
Plan
match
में सब
point
कुछ
first, because
अच्छा है,
that
तेरे को
guarantees at the minimum.
Why isn't
overtime.
Iskaros
It's
playing
going to be a
पेट
very
खराब
default
है
setup, right? Plant the operator in sewers, and then Botsy most likely will leave if they didn't get contact. Now, they do get contact, so he's going to have to stick around and actually call for Ronsky's help as
अभी
well.
मारेगा, अभी मारेगा।
Sure.
इसको नहीं मारना है रे फॉक्सी को
DRX
मार
are slow.
Yeah, and
बराबर
Monyet
जा
actually
रहा है,
pushes
बराबर।
out
बराबर
into
जा रहा
Chummi
है
and C-main as well, so the goal
हाँ
for
सेम
Global
वो लोग
is
ने भी
just
किया था
hang
अरे
tight.
शिश।
चलेगा वापस ट्राई कर
I mean,
वापस
they
ट्राई
just have
कर
to stay
जाना
alive
नहीं
because Monyet already has so much information. He'll know when that
टेक्सचर
strike is coming
कुबे
if DRX rotates.
कुबे
Yeah.
बार स्ट्रीम में बोला टेक्सचर को एक बार
Throw
अच्छा
down some smokes over here from A as GES. Gonna use that KO ult
टेक्सचर भाई
and just wait
प्लीज
it out.
हाँ 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 राइट में थोड़ा हाँ फॉक्सी पिक
Seekers,
लेना
yes, yeah, I like that they use it at the 1 minute mark because you used the null command earlier, but you didn't actually confirm if DRX has left. Meanwhile, C-Site, we see it on the small screen.
Uh-oh. And there's the fight. Monyet's gonna win that little skirmish as the push from DRX is forced. Foxy9 with the entry. He's over the box. He gets a double headshot. As now, it's really up to him as Botsy behind the boxes. But Foxy gets a third. He gets a fourth. As this guy has stepped up to the plate when they needed it most.
Will he get another ace here in week 2? He wraps up the... Oh, no, Stax is going to steal it away, but, I mean, what an explosive entry onto site. Wow.
Yeah, that was insane. Give
gustavo
this guy the MVP already.
Absolutely. I mean, just off of that play, when they need it the most, like you said, Valdez, he understands that the op has already left, so he follows through as soon as he hears that shot, knowing that he has the timing. And look at how fast he is.
So clean and crisp, like every peek he goes for, just lines it up, and now he's on 27.
ऑफ
Oh
नहीं
my.
है अपने पास
There have been a lot of rounds, but
Yeah.
nobody else is close. Let's
Yeah.
just say that.
He is single-handedly leading DRX to this
Come
victory.
on,
Now,
Rafa.
yes, they're playing around him as well, but if he is able to finish map 1 on a 30 frags,
चैट 10 के
that's
लाइक्स
gonna
करो
be
हो सकता है उठी जाए
good thing for his record, right? A
हाँ
lot of people again.
अपना 100% दो लाइक्स करो
What
जल्दी
exactly is your power level, Foxy? We
Yeah.
hear that you're fast.
Corinne
But how
the
strong are you?
Out of Simon,
अब
Three
आया
है, वो
ना
लोग ये जा रहे,
It's
three
gonna be a
है।
good start
आया
here for
ना
Global.
मजा
Especially, you know, Texture, he's got the...
ये smoke पे आ रहा है।
As here comes Foxy. Actually,
Great
he's the
smoke.
one. As he's up in the sky. Stacks, though, gonna take that kill as Foxy9, they spot Botsy as they are on the site and should be able to
वो
get this
पे आ रहा था
plant.
आगे क्या हुआ है
Favor not being able to clean up Foxy9 while he was in the air hurts so much. He actually doesn't land any of the shots. And now a
Stax low.
3v4. Stax has Rolling Thunder as well.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, nice beat from Botsy. Out of the window, they don't hold
Nice.
that. Texture and Manya pushing in
अरे
when Foxy9 gets
Foxy9.
two
अरे
points. 13 to 11, two massive rounds.
इतना अच्छा कैसे खेलता कोई
Wow, Foxy9 once again proving why he was
30
such
मारे
a
उसने?
rising star, why DRX wanted to pick him up. He does finish indeed with 30 kills.
अरे वो
on
breach
map
मरता
number
ना
1
अपने
on
jet से
Haven.
उसका knife
Listen, when we
रहता।
saw the 11-11 tie come back up, I started
एक
wondering,
का breach था
oh
यार।
boy, if they lose this, Foxy9, a lot of people are
भाई,
going to say,
प्यारा
okay,
खेला
DRX,
भाई।
don't play around him, go back to your original 5, that used to
प्यारा
work
खेला
better.
मजा आया
But no, Foxy9 says, no, this
कोई
can
गम नहीं
work.
मजा
And
आया
the coach and the teammates, they trusted him to do this.
हाँ?
Yeah, I mean, they play him
हर एक
2
का
weeks
गेम
in a
प्ले
row.
देखा भाई मजा आया
Shows up big, week 1, and already he's had some good moments. But let us once again shout out Global Esports. They brought this to
love you
24 rounds, right? 13 to 11. They were able to challenge DRX on Haven, and they made it quite interesting. At the end of the day, they just, you know, they ran into a guy that nobody really could stop.
No.
And can you really blame them for it? I don't think so. So DRX, yes, they come away with the win, but maybe feeling a little bit shook after the way that first
ये
map
ना
went.
Yeah, I
टेक्सचर
think
मार
if you're
देता
a
था अगर
DRX
उसके
fan
पास
right now, you
नाइफ
probably have
रहता
mixed emotions, right? Because it is
वो ब्रिज को
nice
मार
to
नहीं
see
पाया यार,
DRX be able
टेक्सचर
to
एक
pull
हिट
some
का
of these
था
riskier
यार।
moves, kind of have
छा।
full faith on an explosive entry, but at the same time you're like, okay, well that did feel riskier than the usual DRX that looks very clean. So a bit of a new look for
By-
DRX. Meanwhile, like you pointed
क्या
out,
ऐसा
Global,
thrill हो रहा है
the
अंदर
calls
से
he
बे?
made, Aaron's calls, his mid-rounding and his round-to-round memory of DRX's setups, very, very good. It's just the execution was missing, not even 2%, just 1% near the end there.
Yeah, so many rounds that could have gone either way. We saw, you know, the really nice diffuse at the end. That was so close. And
हाँ ना
yeah, what a first
Killjoy
map
का
to
diffuse
start us
वाला
off
round.
in this series. But I hope you guys join us in a bit. We're going to go to a commercial break and be right back with Split for map 2.
अगर जल्दी 2-0 जीतेगा बट बिग W2G क्या खेला बैट सब भाई इंसेन इंसेन कितने राउंड्स इतने क्लोज थे पता है कितने राउंड्स पे ये राउंड में ब्लाइंड के बाद मुझे लगा गया वो लोग ने निकाला
Shorty in his back pocket.
ये राउंड भी उसने कैसे निकाला
But they don't have this
Check. Bronski, Foxy9 in the corner. They do not check.
He just has a read on this. Keep using utility to plan.
भाई नाम याद रहेगा अभी अपने को लेके
All of a sudden, little chance here, but RV with the spike down.
नाम याद रहेगा लेकिन
91
अभी
here.
Oh, he did not get the blitz.
Beneath that turret, not to get spotted.
Now they are on the A side, but they don't really. Mako in position. Monyan able to get two though. A couple guys still on A. Bronski has come on this one as he
Better to it. They want to get the chase down.
he doesn't get hit. He's gonna get two.
इधर भी टाइमिंग हुआ
Blind comes out. He gets shots.
उधर भी वो स्काई ब्लाइंड में मरा कितना राउंड्स इतना क्लोज जा सकता है बे हाँ किलजॉय का डिफ्यूज वो ब्लाइंडेड साउंड नहीं आया क्योंकि वो बंदा वहां पे था एक ही स्पॉट जहां पे अगर वो रहेगा तो ब्लाइंडेड साउंड नहीं आएगा वही स्पॉट पे जेट था वही टाइम पे मतलब शीश ब्रो हाँ ₹2 बिंग 69 अनदर फॉक्सी 9 हाँ मुझे लग रहा है 6 हटाना पड़ेगा यार बिंक्स 9 करे काफी सारे राउंड्स क्लोज थे भाई ऐसा गेम देखने का मजा आता है भाई ऐसा गेम जिसमें किसी की गलती नहीं रहती बस एक टीम जीत जाता है जस्ट एंड बस में एक्सीरेसी नहीं खेला ना ही विल बी प्लेइंग द नेक्स्ट मैच 99% उसका वीज़ा का थोड़ा सीन है वेटिंग फॉर द एम्बेसी जैसे उसका पासपोर्ट आ जाता है दे आर रेडी टू फ्लाई वही दिन निकलेंगे लोगों को समझाना है दे डिड दिस मैच दे डिड दिस अगेंस्ट प्यारा और जो हो ना DRX भूलने वाले जी को DRX नहीं भूलने वाला है तू भी थोड़ा टिप्स ले ले फंक्शन ए मेरा कॉल सेक्सी था यार अगर आपने देखा रहेगा यार और अदीप भाई कॉल्स मेरा सेक्सी था यार हाँ इतना प्यारा कॉल था ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं
형 천천히 해봐. 형 오른쪽 저기 이렇게.
क्या कॉल सुना क्या आई हैव एम मतलब वो वहां पे एम लगा के बैठा है
형 오른쪽 다 했다.
이거 순환이네.
I'm on it. Let me go first. Sony.
थोड़ा अपना भी कॉम्स मिल जाता तो अपना भी थोड़ा राइट क्लिक ना करने का डिसीजन थोड़ा बट एंटी राइट क्लिक ना करने का मतलब उधर ना हाँ उसको मालूम नहीं था ना उसका HP नहीं लेकिन राइट क्लिक करता उधर तो भी उसका नाइफ नहीं आते उसको गन स्विच करना पड़ता
तो चाहिए
उसने जो लेफ्ट क्लिक मारा बराबर था लेकिन उसने वो लेफ्ट क्लिक मिस किया और उसको किसी और ने मारा वो हो गया प्रॉब्लम क्योंकि अगर वो ही मारता ना उसका नाइफ रीसेट होता था और वो जेट जब भी सिटी वाला का मारता तो इसके हाथ में ऑलरेडी नाइफ रहता तो इसका मारने के चांसेस हाई थे समझ रहे हो ये सीन था थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट
CT
राइट
Pacific, I'm Victoria. We have Achilles and Quack here. We just finished Game 1 DRX versus Global Esports. And my God, GE was fighting that. That was super exciting and not at all how we expected it to go. It was really nail-biting moments time and time after again.
But it's exactly what we wanted to see. I was saying we need to see Global
DRX क्यों
start
जीता ये देख पोस्ट प्लान देख ये रीजन है DRX जीता, समझ रहे हो? पोस्ट प्लांट देखो, फर्स्ट ब्लड्स अपने ज्यादा है, जीते वो लोग। थर्स्टी अपने ज्यादा है, जीते वो लोग। हाँ, प्लस तो कोई कर ही नहीं पाया, वो बात अलग है, लेकिन पोस्ट प्लांट के वजह से वो लोग जीते 69।
Fantastic sign of what is to come. If their prep for
समझ रहे हो?
split is as strong as it was for DRX here on this map of Haven,
अपने को
then
करना
I'm
पड़ेगा अभी, लग
so
रहा है।
damn excited
6-9
because
is the
they
reason.
looked absolutely incredible.
I love it. I mean, here comes a new challenger. And GES definitely did start off strong. To your point, Seth, they won both pistol rounds. Straight off the bat, on the first
Please,
one,
Angus,
they
tracks
dashed
मैंने,
right into
deal
DRX
कर दी,
up by
eraser को,
A, and they
don't worry,
still won
easily
those
never.
fights. And
Love you,
moving
love.
forward, a lot of those
सारे
rounds
के
in the
details
second half was won by Texture just with his operator trying to challenge Foxy9. But when it comes down to it, Foxy9 still showed us how strong he was. 30 frags, 30 bombs, Seth. This is peak DRX.
I mean, the kid is he's incredible. But I mean, one of the biggest things that I was
ये
impressed
क्या
with
उम्र है
while
रे
they couldn't
Foxy9
fully
का?
contain Foxy9 was that they did a damn good job of not allowing Bako to find that much value. Oftentimes he was getting picked off first. He's trying to anchor on that C site when they were on the defending side. And
अरे
they were
मार्को-
finding picks on him. He ends up
मार्को के लिए
with
बुरा
6 and
था लगा
19 at the
बेचारा।
end of this one. So a bit of an iffy
Heavy
performance there
shutdown
from the
wall.
guy who we normally very much rely on for DRX to do well. But obviously Foxy coming out there dropping that many kills, that's a nasty performance from him. But all things considered, this was still a fantastic performance here from GE, and I don't want to take it away.
19?
Absolutely not. You made a really good point. You know, this is one of the closest rounds for DRX to really that score line. I don't think they've been pushed that hard in a while.
They haven't. I mean, if you take a look back, obviously 13-5s versus Zeta in the opening match of Pacific, so not close at all. When they were playing against Loud, the maps that DRX lost and won, they were both fairly one-sided, maybe 9 rounds for the losing team on either side there. So this is basically the closest that they've been pushed since, I mean, since Champions. You know, we saw Talon take 9 rounds off of them and whatnot, as well as the map off them. But yeah, they haven't
the
had this
full
kind of
9
scoreline
yards.
since Champs, and that was when we were seeing
Yeah.
the Dota, like, consistent OTs on
Yeah,
us and
right.
whatnot versus the likes of Furia, and then of course FPX like
लॉर्ड भाई स्ट्रीम देख रहे हो लॉर्ड भाई, आपने कितने राउंड्स लिए थे DRX के गेम पे? हाँ, 9 राउंड 11 राउंड। हाँ, कुछ एक चीज मिला फ्लेक्स करने।
level play on both sides.
Definitely.
एक-
Let's break down these plays actually. So
एक चीज
GE,
flex।
they had some really good reads
हर जीत का बात नहीं
on
अभी।
DRX. So let's put up a
ये
clip
मैप
on
जीत
this.
जाए तो
Yeah, so
भयंकर
this is
मजा
round
आएगा।
16, and Texture's creeping forward. RB gets in just ahead of him, but Texture gets a read
लेकिन
that somebody's going to
split
be
में
tucked
वो
away.
होता है
They
ना
end up
यार।
getting the double push with he and Ronsky. Meanwhile, back on the
Agent
opposite
का
side,
scene,
Bazzi
agents क्या होंगे पता नहीं।
reinforcing, ends up finding that initial
हाँ,
kill.
but rightly
And suddenly, in the blink of an
करके
eye,
टाइम
it
मिला,
leaves just stacks on
गन
his
और
lonesome.
Foxy
He
को
runs out of
देख
bullets,
लेते
Bazzi
थे,
pushes the
गन
smoke,
animation
and he
में था,
manages to
वही
find the
तो।
kill. So GE
Left
were getting
click
a
was
good
the
idea
key
of
रे,
where they're going to be
मारा
coming
नहीं
from, not getting surprised by those tuckaways. They managed to just come in,
इतना close
get the
में
kills,
कैसे
and it's
miss
just
किया उसने
fast,
यार?
clean, and consistent. There were so many rounds here, especially early on when we saw GE winning both pistol rounds.
5 round
And then as they
close
go
गए
into
ना
the
शायद?
anti-eco, they're not losing weapons. They were really doing an effective job of shutting down DRX and making sure they
एक
weren't
वो
able to
राउंड था
find value in
जहाँ
those
पे
eco
ओमन
positions.
नीचे बैठा था।
And what I think made this game so
Kill
exciting is
जाएगा।
that we had good reads on both
एक
sides.
blinded
And
वाला
there's one
round था।
particular round that, Quack, I think you wanted to highlight that this
एक
was
ये round
pretty
था।
spectacular. We got a fake out, and it was well read by DRX, and it just kept going back and forth.
Yeah, back
तीन
and
तो ये
forth
मेरे को याद
reads, really well played by both
एक
sides.
वो
because it
Sky
starts
A-long
off that
blinded
smoke,
वाला
it
round था।
encourages DRX to push fast plants into B instead, and they managed to back off, wanting to play off their utility for post plants. They had a Hunter Sphere to work with. But what I really liked was Monyet hiding inside a garage. He created a bit of presence, just enough to pull a couple of players. He found some frags, and then Hunter Sphere comes out,
वो
managed
देखना
to bring
ये
it
वाला
down back
round
to a
आरबी ने जो
2-on-2,
दो मारे।
and Buzz, being the kingmaker, still coming up with a big clutch, pulls out the shorty, back to the Phantom. He was able to spray down Texture at the end.
Yeah, right as he was trying to break line of sight, get himself the
ये भी
opposite
round।
side of that wall and be main. Just a
कितने
good
close
clutch coming
rounds
through,
रे?
but
Both
again,
sides.
there's so many rounds like this where DRX did walk away with clutches, and that's not what we're used to seeing, at least when it comes down to regional play. Maybe over at the internationals
Right.
and whatnot. I mean, hell, we saw how many clutches RB had at lock-in. But they usually don't get pressured like this when they're playing
Not at
against
all.
the other teams in Asia. And this is, again, just fantastic effort and prep work here from the side of GE. I do wish that we saw a second timeout call from the side of Eraser right at the end. I thought that, DRX were going to burn their second one. We'd see
हाँ ना,
DRX
इतने
went
rounds
around,
में एक
immediately
clutch
get that
नहीं है
timeout and
बे.
try to right the ship and take this into OT. I think that maybe is like one of the fumbles, unless I somehow missed it. But other than that, I mean, this was about as good as you would hope here, because everyone obviously predicting, other than you, for DRX, I gotta call you out again. For DRX to be able to win this, and I don't think anybody necessarily thought that it was going to be as close as it was here at the start.
I think both teams were very highly adaptable, and that really shows. I think there was some amazing calls by Aaron. It must have been Aaron. Just really smart calls to conserve, pull back certain rounds or push certain rounds. There was one round, and I think a lot of us, I myself included, I was screaming during this round. This was a particular round where this might have been the ending
अच्छा खेल के भी कैसे हार सकते हैं? दोनों टीम अच्छा
we
खेलते
got
हैं.
right
DRX
before this, we see Buzz swing out, get a pick
Yeah,
over at
team.
Garage, but then they completely forget about Bazzi, and this leaves Mako in such a terrible position. 6 HP, trying to clutch, put some damage down, but crucially, he pulls
PRX
Aaron
versus
off
DRX
the
भी
defuse
देखा था ना
before he
अपन
can
ने?
get it to half. And then he tries, he sticks, he thinks that he's got it, and it is just off by a hair. You can see
और
Stats
बताओ
praying.
बंक्स भाई कुछ
And then all
खाने
of a
का
sudden
प्लान
he
नहीं है
realizes,
हैवी
oh my
शेड्यूल
god,
है.
we've done it, and then the pop-up
I told
comes
my-
through. But there's
I told my girlfriend you and Pinky this story. Now we both are obsessed with you guys. हाँ क्या जिगर? You also stay happy like us यार.
over
ये
DRX,
cute caster
but
का
again,
नाम
to be
क्या है?
able to push them in
Binks
this
भाई.
manner
I
is a
love it.
fantastic sign.
Really thin margins. I mean, I think
देख
it
रहा
was
हूँ.
one of those things where
Mod का
Eric
power use
needed
कर
to
रहा है.
step off just enough, and
ये क्या है?
of course, it's going to be Foxy9 at the end of it, coming out on top without the
Hasta la
30
vista,
bomb. He was the
GX.
MVP.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's hasta la vista though. You know, it's like
Not yet.
Nah, not yet. That was.
We got
Foxy
one
was
more now.
amazing. He was
गुस्सा आ रहा है
amazing
मुझे.
these
मुझे
last
गुस्सा आ रहा है.
couple of rounds. They just ended super strong, and Foxy just, I don't know, he's just so
एक
flashy.
मैप
I mean,
जीत
he
जाए.
had a stumble
अपन
initially when they moved
Terminator
over to the attacking
with दो
side,
machine
which
gun
was
line.
somewhat surprising because historically on this map, it's only a margin of 5%, but it's 65% win rate on the attacking side for DRX compared to 60
भाई क्या
on the
म्यूजिक
defense.
दिया है ना इसके
And
शॉट्स पे?
that was not really being seen by the Foxy. He started things off, he goes into the second half with like 19 kills, and then he stagnates in that position for a while. That
Yeah, that-
flank
this
that he
भाई
got
moment.
through
इसमें
was
बज
just
ने
gorgeous.
बज बोलो.
Unfortunate for Bazzi, he's not getting the
इसमें
scouting off
Killjoy
the
ने जो
line, yeah.
गाली दिया रहेगा
But,
स्काई
I
को.
mean, Foxy9 then in the last couple rounds when they realized like, oh man, we might actually drop this map.
इमेजिन करो फाटू स्काई है, ठीक है, और मैं किलजॉय है. फाटू को बोला फाटू ए लॉन्ग पुश दे. फाटू बोला हाँ देख रहा हूँ. डॉग किया, ब्लाइंड किया, सब कुछ किया. फिर अचानक से ए वो देख रहा है और पहला मैं मरा. क्या होएगा ना यार फाटू के साथ? तुमको लगता है ये लोग ने भी दिया रहेगा वैसे ही? हाँ लगता है?
Just over on C, over on A. He was
Stream कर रहा हूँ.
starting off really well, but then as soon as Foxy started getting going again, he was able
मैं
to
WhatsApp
take
पे
over
बोलूँ
and
ना?
Texture just
Message
couldn't
कर.
find the value.
There's a lot of pressure on both sides. I mean, Foxy was doing a lot of things with his operator. He had a lot of Blade Storm kills as well. And Texture did similarly too. Just that I think it's not quite there yet.
मेन
catching
दो
up to
राउंड्स
Foxy.
आपकी कास्टिंग हो जाए.
He had a
नहीं,
lot of
अभी तो
pressure
बहुत
on A,
देखने मजा
pushing
आ रहा है. अगर
DRX,
कुछ ऐसा
forcing
डल
DRX
वाला
actually
राउंड रहेगा तो मैं
plan
कर
on
लूंगा.
B
बच्चे
more
लोग पास.
instead. I think if we actually look at the percentage,
अभी
they
तो नहीं
did
करते
that,
होंगे एक
like,
दूसरे
so
को,
many more
पता नहीं
times
ना.
than any of the other maps. But at the very end of it, we still have that one more map to go before we actually
येलो की
say
जगह रेड
Hasta la
आएगा.
vista.
Yeah, we do. But my biggest thing here is I want to see what the prep work looks like on Split, because again, they elected to pick this
They picked
versus Vitality. It did not go well. A 4-13 scoreline at the end of the day for GE in that loss. So I'm expecting very solid improvements for them, some nice strategies. I'm curious to see if maybe they have double
बात
duelists
तो
as
है.
well prepared for this map.
413 आ रहे थे
But at
अपन.
the end of the day,
Yeah.
if they can get this map, I look back in history, I was curious about it. This would be the first time that Texture's ever taken a map off of DRX Vision Strikers. He's never been able to do it.
Back on Dam 1.
Yeah, now he's
Yeah.
he's 0-9, but yeah, he's playing on Dom 1. They've never been able to take one away from them. So this would be a
0-9?
monumental moment for him. It also keeps G in this series, shows how competitive they can be, and shows how good their prep work can be.
हाँ DRX के सामने 9 बार खेल के एक बार नहीं जीता. टेक्सचर बाय मुझे लग रहा है मुझे आना पड़ेगा यार. जेट मेन बन के. मेरा जेट देखा ना तुम लोग ने चैट? क्या बोलते? हाँ आज भी याद है आपका वो बाइंड का पिस्तौल एस. बिंग्स भाई उनका चार मस्त है. शशांक मत बोल यार, इतना मन है लेने का. घर जाएंगे.
Even when Mako's 6 HP, they can get a post plan off. They can win those rounds. When you've got everybody alive, fanned out across the site, covering every single entry angle, the best call in that moment is to just hold on to the weapons. Your economy's not in a good position. So while I'm sure the chat was going like, lol, they're saving, they're scared, that is the correct decision to make in that moment. So I gotta say, props to Aaron. A lot of people would feel bloodthirsty. They would feel overconfident that they're going to be able to get it. But this shows that GE has a very good understanding of who the hell they're playing against.
I mean, there was that fault line that was sent as well that kind of discouraged them from continuing to push through. So it's a lot of these things that sometimes even fear is a good signal, because it lets you know that you're not making dumb decisions. You're not just rushing headfirst into a full ball of fire. But back to this now. Split being the map pick. This was GE's pick. They played this at lock slash in. They went with double controller. They're kind of doing the same thing again, Seth, and it's making me nervous.
Well, Foxy9's going to be playing the Raze. I thought maybe we would see again that, you know, that
Your
double
new
duelist
team
coming
name,
out,
Mary.
but not to be. So it's going to be single duelist on both sides, a Raze v Raze heads up.
Sage them.
With the only difference, being the Sage step from Bronski, so he can certainly slow down the play, cut off access channels with that wall. But that's the only difference to the KO on the opposite side.
That's the thing that I'm curious about, because as a Sage, we've seen it work so well before, even in that split video voiced over by Will. He talks about how the wall can be useful for gaining you some entries to.
एक बात बताओ, जीरो सेंटिनल स्ट्रैट ऑन स्प्लिट कैसे काम आता है यार? हाँ, ठीक है, डबल इनिशिएटर है, डबल कंट्रोलर है, लेकिन अगर टीम स्लो खेला, हाँ, अपने पास वाइपर भी है, अपना भी डबल कंट्रोलर मेटा तो आ गया गाइस. हाँ, अपन भी डबल कंट्रोलर मेटा तो आ गया. ओशन चैट में, ओशन भाई, अगर आप खुद पे पानी डाले तो ओशन भीग गया, ऐसा हो सकता है? मुझे भी आयन से ऊपर जाना है इसमें. वर्ल्ड लेवल पे मैच चल रहा है और आयन की बात कर रहा है.
Bit about the comps that we do see coming in through here. The Sage on the side of GE.
I would like कि ओशन का डिमोशन होके वेल बन जाए वो. I would like, इतना गंदी बात कही ओशन ने, वेल बनाओ उसे.
And I like that they mentioned their performance at lock-in on this map, right? It doesn't go well for global esports. Of course, they were going up against the double duelists of Team
sorry,
at the time. Now, the other thing to note is DRX. This was a comp that they played before last year, actually, in March, when they were trying to figure out some other ways to go through this. Back then, it was Buzz actually trying out the Astra. This time, it's going to be RB who's been picking up more of that role, and Buzz actually.
मेरा एडिटर वैसे वैलो मॉन्टेज में डाल रहा है हराम.
Fourth time.
शशांक, जलेबी कैसा है यार? लव यू, थैंक फॉर द मेंबरशिप यार.
Foxy9. Yeah, going to be a very important part of this team, as it looks like he is setting up on defense over at A, alongside of Stacks, who is back on the sky.
Okay, so Global Esports, they're hanging back from A main. They know that there's most likely a check coming out. Good read from that. They want to see if anyone aggresses out of A. If they do, it's an easy pick and an entry into A, but otherwise, they'll have to wait. Oh, the delayed guiding light, though, on the minimap.
Foxy, outside the smoke, it's immediately taken down. Mako with the double head comes through, or the right clicks, I should say, as he is waiting for this one as well, and he's going to pick up a third. Mako alone, picking up for map 1.
Well, that's Mako returning to his true form. Primed up for an ace here with the spike right next to him. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Buzz gonna give him a chance to pick up the ace.
Yeah, that's what it is, you know? Buzz, he knows the value of an ace.
Just get him low and then, Mako can do the rest.
Yeah, Batsy knows that Mako's gonna want this ace. Do they hear each other?
Spots him, and no ace. Batsy gonna pick up 2. And
okay,
that's a third!
Hold on. This has suddenly turned on its head, very much so. Obviously, Batsy is very low, 23 health. RB has a frenzy, so RB's in a good position, but there is a world. There's a world where Batsy
absolutely
30 seconds
is able to clutch this out. Now Batsy knows he's low, so he wants to try to find the kill before he gets to plant.
He's looking around that A site, but RB has read that he is in fact on A, and now hears it.
Spike planted.
Going to be able to make his way in eventually.
Yeah, so RB puts up the star in heaven to pretend that he's coming from defender spawn. Now Batsy, I think he caught sound of it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the timing. Batsy just barely going to miss him. As RB misses him moving into the back there as well. I can tap this.
This is a huge advantage for RB because he has the frenzy.
He's gonna hold on to it. He's like, come into my smoke, I dare you, as with the
Oh,
frenzy.
no!
But the flash is good.
He knows that. He knows that the half is done. He's seen it. Botsy just holding strong.
And just waiting for the tap. Botsy, one tap. No, it's not gonna happen. RB just barely around the corner.
Wow.
He will with the half defuse make it happen. A very close pistol round. It didn't quite have to be that way, but Botsy turned on the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely did not have to go that way. Of course, we were joking about Buzz trying to give over the ace, and surely that wasn't the intention. But Botsy plays it in a way where he can always isolate these 1v1s, and he brings it down to the very last member in RB, but RB plays that so smart, right? He puts up the dissipate over at Heaven just to fake that out, and then he puts up the smoke knowing that he can stick the half. He has the frenzy, he has the advantage to respond with the low health Botsy. A great clutch coming out from RB.
माको का लेफ्ट क्लिक टिक करो हेलो
You gotta get started
लेफ्ट क्लिक
here
मारता
early.
तो मरता था याद रखना
The defender side want to get as many rounds as possible.
हाँ राइट क्लिक चला है उसने
And just coming within a big lead essentially into the half would be ideal. As here comes Global Esports once again. In round 2, looking to just push very plainly in onto the A site. Not really gonna happen.
Yeah, but they're trying to just sell a fake here on an eco. A worthy attempt, but they will get spotted. So just taking the orb. I do like this, right? Take the orb at the very least, because you know it's free now. You pushed him away. Take whatever advantage you can in a round where theoretically you are meant to take that loss.
This is being held down on A at the same time. Buzz is up in Heaven, immediately gets his head taken off. And all of a sudden, well, they're not going to push in just yet. Just taking it very slow. So still Stacks is on the site.
They do have enough time to play with this, right? And see if anyone still rotates over through mid, which is why they planted Texture as the raise there. He'll eventually come in as backup once the spike goes down, if it can go down at all, of course. It's still a tough battle here with the weaponry they don't have.
Okay, up through Heaven, in, down into the ropes. They're going to look to go up to, actually top of B, actually, as Foxy is here. A couple of satchels. As, oh, there's a lot of people. As nice little turn around the corner, but he is going to be swarmed. As now RB already taking damage earlier.
RB trying to play for time.
Okay, that's going to be the one. He is in the smoke here, and headshot from the top. Global Esports making the second round very interesting.
And Texture has a Spectre as well.
Takes out 2! And the thrifty in round 2. Global Esports are not giving any time to DRX.
Listen, everyone on Global Esports played that very well, but what an incredible call coming in from Aaron, right? You realize that you actually haven't lost any members on AB, you continue to pressure information, then you know that it was just RB who gets scratched up at B. You take the ult orb and then you pretend that you backed out. Texture
चाहिए भाई पूरा राउंड सांस रोक के रोका था कुछ हो जाता मुझे तो
so well here on the attacking side of split.
चक्कर आ रहे थोड़े से
to be able to pull
दोनों राउंड सांस रोक के रखे थे अपन
the first round and making it close, and now the rest of the team able to follow up, and a very nice call from Aaron as you
Snail bhai thank you for the membership.
Stacks trying to peek around the corner, not really going to get much as they're all on ecos here.
Yeah, he's not able to even
मैं बोलने वाला था ये लोग ये वॉल
landed
किने
up,
बना था
so
पता है ये वॉल
while
अच्छा है
Global they get
Rinsen को
spotted,
बदला वो लोग को
they don't
साइड
mind
लड़ना
that
करके
at
वो लोग वो
all,
वॉल बना
because they do have the better firepower. They also have the Seekers now. Ideally, they don't want to use that. They're probably going to try to save that to use it against the Viper's Pit when it does come out. And in theory, they have the firepower this round, so no reason to rush it.
सैचल मार के उड़ेगा ये
ropes as in they go into A. Texture leading the way. As little flash rockets spamming back there. They know that Buzz is there. Buzz does pick up one. But that might be the only one. Stacks on the backside of the site will pick up another, but that is going to be the only couple that get plans here for Global Esports as well.
Yeah, we got to remember, right? Global Esports, they're the ones who actually get the Thrifty on round 2, or of course the Eco on round 2, so they're actually okay even losing a couple of those.
Guys 10k likes कर सकते हैं 7000 watching almost वापस जल्दी जल्दी like करो जिन्होंने likes नहीं किया है
on that elbow position to disrupt
but
the
से
blast
heavy
pass.
gaming हो रहा है why you left comping we loved and missing you have seen the new tournament and the new
really run out of their hands.
पूरा क्या scene है how many slots are there
either for the side of
doesn't
DRX,
make sense to give so much time
RB on the Astra on B.
समझ रहे
It's going to be biding his time. And let's see what the strategy this time from Global Esports will be. They do have the one Spectre. Aaron has a lot of money, a lot of credits. Just holding on to those.
Yeah, just trying to balance out the team economy so they can buy for each other and always even out another couple full buys here for Global Esports. Now they've confirmed members in Vents. They're drawing out a lot of RB's utility early here.
Oh, and they're just gonna hound him in the backside there. He's gonna get shot down through the wall. Mako trying to spray in, but the Sage Wall keeps him mostly protected. As here are the Seekers, now they are just owning their way onto the site. They take all of B.
And they're going to push out as well. Monyet, such good position because you don't want to get trapped back into B main. They actually have DRX surrounded, and they're the ones who planted the spike.
Apna map hai.
What an important round here for Global Esports. They have totally dominated, and Buzz is going to catch.
कोई ना बस भाई एक और वाला कोई सी ना round अपना है.
But still
Map अपना है, round अपना है.
Yeah, and just one thing we saw there on that goal on Aaron was actually doing squats to try to dodge.
DRX भाई मेरा आवाज आ रहा है तो I think इको करना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब
So if he just swings, he's trying to dodge
क्या
the
खेल
headshot so he
रहे
can
हैं
spawn back with the Spectre, of course. Buzz will still get the kill, but that's just the small things that show you awareness to turn rounds around when most needed. So we're seeing what's going on in the brain of Aaron right now. But overall, a great execute. I love the way that Aaron's really baiting out all this utility. DRX is often very good about saving their utility for the right moments, but Aaron's baiting it out. He actually baits out the smoke spam. And then as soon as Marky lets go of the trigger, they push as a group and just spam the wall. They're not looking for a fair duel here.
भाई वाइपर का स्मोक मस्त है बे.
Before, but you put up the Sage Wall, you spam behind the box.
एक ये वाइपर का स्मोक और एक अपना टिबुंड.
The other guy from the top here is going to have a little bit of a rough time if you have enough utility to cover your backs, and that they did. They won all the duels as well, even on the backside of B. Unable to get that kill.
So Global Esports,
No Sentinel में यही प्रॉब्लम है. स्लो खेलते ना बहुत ज़्यादा
advantage. Should still be set up for a Viper's Pit as
क्या
well.
कितना ही एंगल एक
as the
बंदा
res coming in
देखेगा.
from Ronsky in the coming round. So
कहाँ पे भी लर्क हो
ulti-economy-wise,
सकता है.
I mean,
कुछ भी
you
हो
don't expect
सकता है.
DRX to double down on their ultimates on this kind of half-buy round because of the saved rifles. So Global, I think you might as well just take the rounds where you can. Obviously, I mean, if you open up with 2 or 3 kills, maybe you don't need it. But I am curious. Their positioning tells me that they might just all in on this with the Cosmic Divide. Oh, just the smokes, okay.
Just the smokes for now, as they are going to make it onto the site as, okay,
Oh, bye, Vronsky. क्या hello? चलेगा.
From the top with the Sheriff. And now, making things
Bazi
a
bhai,
bit interesting. Buzz has got a weapon, but Bazi swings out of the smoke. Picks up that kill, now it's all of the stacks.
He's making the 1v1s. He knows where both of them are. He's trying to isolate the angles.
Oh, gonna miss that shot on Abatsi, who does swing out after he moves away. So now 4 in a row for Global Esports after they take that second round.
Sky को B खेलना
That's going
पड़ेगा
to be
शायद.
already the first time out
DRX
from
के
Turkey.
Sky को.
I can't tell you how excited I am to see Global Esports forcing these timeouts out of Turkey. Yes,
क्योंकि
DRX is
दोनों
playing
info वाले A
Boss
side
9.
खेल
Yes,
रहे.
they're not showing their entire hand, but Global Esports is also playing so well, and it's just refreshing to see DRX
मेरा anxiety हाँ ना.
to take a break, slow down the NT, and really talk about what they need to do in an early stage of a tournament.
Yeah, second week here, and already DRX are being challenged. As I don't even know what he would say during this timeout. I mean, especially not even just this round, but the round before it, where they were on similar economy, equal economy, and DRX kind of just got smacked down on the B site with a very clean entry from Global Esports. That's the kind of thing that really gains a ton of momentum for a team.
बोल रहे थोड़ा मार के थोड़ा
And I think
पीछे
that's
आना,
part of
थोड़ा
the
पीछे आना
reason why
ऐसा.
Termi calls this
लग रहा है.
timeout relatively early.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you have to consider, and we've seen other teams try this on the defensive side, ever since the map changes happened, the A side attack has actually been much smoother, right? They
मेरा
changed a lot of
anxiety
the
हाँ
angles
ना.
that the attackers can take to not only push towards
कल
ramp, but
challenge
actually
ने
through
लिया बहुत
heaven
बुरा
as
लगा.
well.
अरे
So sometimes
gold
what
pack
teams
के
will
साथ
do
नहीं
is
रहता.
actually now start pushing out of B main instead of
Gold
A main,
buy,
which is
tug
kind
buy.
of the go-to on the defensive side. I'd love to see DRX take advantage of that. You have the 2 flashes. I know it doesn't feel good to invest too much early on,
ये दोनों
but
भी
Global
नहीं.
Esports has been baiting
Mortal
out
के
your
साथ भी
intel
मैं
utility
नहीं
in the
कर
early
सकता
parts of the
हूँ.
round. The 0 point, the guiding light. They wait for it, they
Scout के
dodge
साथ
it on
भी.
A main.
जिनको basically
If you just stick with the
ये
safe
लोग
default, I
बहुत
think
बड़े हैं ना,
Global has
जिनको
a strong
आइडल
read on
मानता
you.
out of respect मैं नहीं
So
करता.
far, at least, DRX
थोड़ा है.
Took a little bit of time to get used to what was going on Haven even, and perhaps they're just trying to gather as much information and go from there and take it relatively slow. As we do see a bunch of members from GES just waiting around this A main.
And we just saw Batsy use a guiding light in mid as well. Even
thank you for the $10. I love you,
Jack's around the corner, but the flick from Ronsky, you saw it. An immediate res comes in with the smoke from the
गलत पिंग
Viper.
हुआ.
So now Buzz is trying to spray into that, but nope. Global Esports currently in control of this round as well.
And we just saw Foxy use his Trailblazer in mid to check if anyone is still in B heaven. So they have information, because Foxy 9 had to shoot that down, that they're still keeping members on B. It's not a full rotate over. Global Esports knows there's at least one on A heaven, so they commit to this site. They know they have them outnumbered here.
Yep, in they go. As, well, they go in and then they go out. They're looking to come up here into
यहाँ से ropes लेके B.
and make a play up in heaven. As you can see, nobody here on the side of DRX as the rotation will come in.
Oh, but Monyet's already poised to fight from B main as well. They know they don't have much time, but this actually comes down to Monyet. If he can push in at the right time to get this pinch. Foxy 9.
Oh, the showstopper! He gets two on the push and denies it for now as a third kill comes in. And RB's right with him. That is going to be a full cleanup from DRX as they put an end to the domination of Global Esports.
You stacked up those ultimates for a reason, and you use them to bring a round back from DRX. Great decision from Foxy 9, understanding once again that this is now a time battle for Global Esports. Oh, and just perfect shot as well. And RB winning the fight against Monyet helps, you know, Foxy 9 clean up Aaron, right? Because otherwise he's going to have this distraction from behind him. Aaron might
ये Foxy का कोई हाथ पकड़ो भाई.
RB holds strong in B main.
शुरू हो गया.
Such an important turnaround from the side of DRX, keeping things
Strats तो अच्छे use
somewhat
कर रहे हैं
close. As a little bit of action here in mid. Some shots through the smoke, a bunch of utility being used here.
So one thing we've noticed from Global Esports is that they will actually use their main info, well actually really their only info, in the form of Sky in mid for the longest time. And then they'll plant someone like Monyet, so they always have a chance to rotate off of A if they need to. Now, DRX, so far their answer to that is Foxy 9 holding strong with the Raze utility over by Mail, but Global Esports, we're clearly seeing some adjustments here where they're trying to fish a little bit more utility out of DRX's B side.
Caution here.
I'm curious to see how DRX adjusts to that in the coming rounds.
Saw the one ping as tower now currently being cleared out. And the smoke from the Astra as now the entry from main is coming in, but the Raptors being cleared out. Aaron picks up that second one onto Foxy. Smock on the backside, gets one, immediately cleaned up Batsy on top. And now Aaron
बाजी flicks दे रहा है यार.
health, but it's all up to Buzz to go 1v3 with a spike plant.
Oh, really good timing on the flash, but he's not able to get the kill. I mean, Global Esports aware of the potential angles. Now DRX is going to come back from it. First of all, let's just say it like it is. All 5 members of Global Esports are on point with their aim today, right? We saw some great flicks and reactions from Ronsky. We just saw that one from Batsy as well in that round, and we had some great moments from the other players on Haven.
No, it's pretty clear that everybody's pretty much on point. Like, yeah, you could say Texture has started off slow, but we know what he can do. I'm sure he's going to shore that up in no time. And that'll be scary if he begins to do that, because then everybody will really be firing on all cylinders here from the side of Global Esports. As now a little push out here from DRX, as they have some sheriffs. But,
nice बोलने वाला था मैं.
As the Guardian gets in the sheriff kill for Stacks, as they're just winning this down on firepower. Able to poke out of A and get the win.
Okay, but now they know that Aaron has to stay here to not give away those weapons for free. So you know that at most it's going to be 2 people here on this B site. Yeah, RB can hold here with the Bulldog. Oh no!
Stacks another Guardian kill. As they are just trying to poke their heads out, and Stacks is taking them off.
What's crazy? Hold on, let's hold that thought because the round's not quite over just yet.
Oh, but now maybe it is. Foxy able to shut down that as Monyet is in with the shorty. And now he's got a gun, but not quite enough. RB gonna clean that up. DRX have been able to hold on to it. They do a little cheer for themselves as well as they pick up the Thrifty in round 8.
Yeah, and listen, thrifties don't come too often for DRX. They're usually on the receiving end when they go to international tournaments. So great to see them.
Blind तो दे रहे हैं वो
What I
लोग.
was going to mention is Global Esports was potentially prepared for this push out of A main.
Blind तो है
It's
भाई,
just
कुछ भी
Buzz
बोलो
being
DRX का.
a moment quicker here.
ऐसा blind करे dodge भी नहीं कर पा रहा.
With their kills to shut that attack down. Now, Global Esports, yes, we talk about how Split is historically a defender-sided map. Recently, with the map changes, a lot of the teams are actually doing quite well on attack. So, I think Global wants, a couple more rounds here to feel safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a very nice start, but they'd love to have more. Texter out here. Showstopper in tow, just in case gets shot from behind as in they go. This site is cleared.
हाँ माको last game का ये game में मार रहा है.
The null command along with the gravity well. If it was only one or the other, you would still have your hands full with your DRX. But not only do you slow down the Showstopper, but then the null command to make sure you take it out of that Raze's hands. And Texture is just caught without a plan there to adjust.
Yeah, pretty rough. This time around, DRX, it seems like they have read these B entries quite well. And they're like, nope, we're not going to let you do this again. And they're able to shut it down pretty easily.
Yeah, again, I like that adjustment because we were mentioning how, Global, they keep just waiting for the 0 points to guiding lights over on A main. It's not doing you much good. Do you press a little bit more aggressively on the opposing side?
अगर Texture का ulti अभी है, तो next round हम लोग जीत सकते हैं.
If there's ever going to be a fast strike from Global, it's always been on this B side. So let's make sure we defend that with the Showstopper from Texture and
sorry, Bazi, Sky, Bazi, Texture
or
wait
this one out. Is Global Esports not going to be pushing in through here?
UC हो गया.
Gives you a lot of time to
अभी UC हुआ मैं
your
देखा
next
नहीं.
option for the attack. Feels kind of rough that just the round before you got kind of dominated by guys with a Sheriff and a Guardian out in A main. So you're like, maybe we don't want to go that way.
Yeah, I actually would love to see
ये लोग को वो करना
Global
चाहिए बे,
just
वो
do
जो
a,
teams करते हैं ना,
off
एक पे
the
ये
bat
wall
fast
बना के
rush into A, right?
एक
That's the
fog
one thing
flash
they
में
haven't
heaven पे
quite
थोड़ा
done. They've
लड़के,
been fishing for
फिर
info on ramp and
पीछे
mid.
आके, फिर
They've
mid
done a couple
लड़के,
fast pushes into
फिर
B
heaven
main,
से
but they haven't done
B
a
या
full
फिर
commit
A.
onto A just yet. And doing that would be a nice change of pace, and it would challenge DRX to say, do you have
ये
your
fast
retakes
rounds
ready?
हो गए, मेरे
Because
हिसाब से
A
थोड़ा
side is
एक
not an
heavy
easy site
slow
to
round.
flood early
Last
on.
5
It's not an
सेकंड में
easy
plant
site to
वैसा
stack off the get-go.
हर
Now,
4 घंटे जिम के बंक्स में.
I don't think you do it in this coming round because they're not going to have full buys, I don't think, if I remember the economy correctly. We've got, it's funny, we've got Global Esports fans right behind the DRX fans trying to sneak in their own
yeah,
signs
also a
here.
Binbon fan.
Yeah, a Binbon
one of the
fan.
Korean casters.
Half क्या लगता है? Sen 5G favor
looks like Shados over in EMEA, so
yeah.
if you ever find a picture of him, you'll
मैं
know exactly
मजा
what we're
आया
talking
लेना
about.
अच्छा खेल रहे हैं बहुत प्यारा खेल रहे हैं.
Yeah, my question is I think this coming round, I would be a little
मेरे को बस Viper wall का ज़्यादा use
but a little miffed
चाहिए.
if Global actually does a rush here on this half buy, because then I think it's like you're just throwing it away. It's so easy to expect that if you're DRX. I would love them to see them try something else in this coming round. And then once if it does go to 5-5, try to get to the 7-5 by doing
possible नहीं है. I have to leave tomorrow morning by 5 o'clock.
Okay, so they're not
अगर मैं
moving
12
to
बजे
rush
भी
here.
सो तो भी मेरे को
They are
5
going to
घंटे
buy
का
up
नींद
though.
आ
They're
जाएगा.
going to buy up whatever they can
3
with
दिन
just
से
a
5 घंटा
Spectre in
से
hand for
3 दिन
Monyet.
से.
Yeah, he
कल तो
doesn't
दवाई
have
लेके
much
सोया.
at this point in time, but yeah, Spectre in hands, and they might look to play it a little bit slower, as they are going to use some utility already into mid, as has been the case for most of these
ये
rounds.
UC का full form बताओ brother. UC मतलब ultimate
Okay,
cutie.
so,
All right.
एकदम cute
Moxie,
ult जो
again,
मारते हैं.
you know, when the going gets rough, he's beginning to turn it up once again as Buzz going to get the kill in mid as they are looking
वो
to
smoke
rotate
fade
through.
हुआ
Now
तो क्यों
making it
गए?
5v3 favor of DRX.
yeah, and what a strong read from DRX. They actually plant Foxy 9 on A, expecting there to be a
उसमें
power play
Foxy
on
आ
that
भी
side
गया
of the
double
map.
satchel मार के.
Now Mako's bought enough time for Foxy to return onto B.
That's a lot of damage into
Mara
Romsky. Has
be.
10 as, yep, that's going to do it. One grenade is enough.
Well, they
अबे
are
Foxy
stuck
बंदा
with
है
it.
बे
Let's
कुछ
just
भी
say
बोलो
it.
बे.
There's no way out really.
कैसा
Oh, no.
rotate करता कैसा
Oh,
मारता है
no.
देखो
Didn't
ना.
expect him to jump right on top of him, my guess.
कैसा मतलब कैसा वाला बंदा है एकदम.
And
हाँ?
RB's just going to wait for some help. Mako coming on over. No need to rush this.
Yeah, I mean, they can wait for stacks to come in through heaven as well.
Yeah.
Listen, Monyet's a great player, but this seems nigh impossible for him to pull off.
Well, just 4 1v1s in a row, but does lose the first one, so we're not going to get there, as DRX will tie it up 5-5, going on a nice streak of their own 3 rounds in a row.
All right, you've still saved up a couple of ultimates if you're Global Esports. Is this the time? You saw DRX make this adjustment, right? They shifted their players on the A site. Foxy9 actually over there to swing off of the intel, because in the past they've only been fishing for it.
DRX?
But Global, I don't think you get shaken up by that. Yeah, I would love to see a commit to A site. Now, you will have to still wait for the 0 point.
They're going in as Texture
can't quite land it for the duel.
बस ने गलती किया. Ball के आधे इधर-उधर.
Is going to swing out and clean that one up.
I mean, you have Seekers. I think you use it to push out from Heaven here. Otherwise, you're stuck for so long.
Mako just hanging on the rope. He's going to take down that one. Spike at least will be retrieved by Monyet.
ये क्या था?
They trusted the Trailblazer a little too much. I mean, credit to Mako, right? Just hiding right under on that rope to hide himself from any of that utility. Stax still knows that Global Esports is hanging around, and let's note, RB, he's pushed into Garage on B, so they know that these guys have to. Wow.
Baap re, hello?
Yeah, Mako, maybe you hear me talking about him in the first map, because now he has, I think, 16 kills so far. As, no, he's up to 14. Still a very high number, as he is holding down Heaven. He has backed off for now.
Yeah, I was mentioning, you know, one of the last times that DRX played this comp on Split was last year in March, and it was actually up against Texture. That's how I was looking this up, because they played against Texture when he was over on Dom 1 Gaming. Of course, they've changed their name as well. And that time, Mako put up 25 kills, 9 deaths, and 9 assists on this Viper. So he popped off in that one, and he's continued to prove that, listen, Haven was just a bit of a hiccup. He still
उसको heal क्यों नहीं दे रहा है? Use किया ना उसने?
We're going to hang out in the sewer. They have 1 health and 10 health.
That's my favorite place to hang out.
On
my days off. Just go
yeah, you got some extra time, just go hang out in the sewer. Yeah. Especially when you're only on 1 health.
Yeah, there you go.
Which does happen if you're working a lot. DRX finally going to take the lead for the first time since they won the pistol round.
Yeah, very true. They struggled a bit, but the timeout.
Last time लोग ने wall बना के ए गए थे जी
While
वाले.
it hasn't really converted.
Same ये दो अल्टी के साथ. ये लोग अभी शायद heavy A stack करेंगे. 3 बंदे A खेलेंगे शायद.
You know, they're just trying to keep calm, right? They know that it's still a bit of an uphill battle. It is split. I mean, both sides, I think, really want this last round. Global probably expected to have a bit more. The start they had, they're back to their default. Fish for utility, but look at the changes from DRX, right? They're not using all their utility right away to combat this. In fact, they're actually putting Foxy9, the operator, to push out of Garage.
Wow.
And that's how they're getting information. This is the change they wanted to see.
Yeah, it's working out well for them. They got RB hanging out here in Tower. Has lots of smoke, so much utility just to push in through mid. They haven't made a decision on what side they want to go. Looks like A. A couple of other members hanging out towards B.
Yeah, and now DRX knows for a fact that this has to be A because there's no movement near Foxy9 over by the B side. Look at this setup. Crossfires, and then watching Heaven from Mako. Global Esports, you better have crisp aim here.
Well, here come the Seekers. Gonna get them some space if nothing else. As they know they're down there in the ropes, holding down Heaven, Mako and his teammate as in they go. Running out of bullets, so is Mako, and they push on through. Texture.
भाई 1 HP में बच गया. हील 5 healer है अपने पास.
He's running out of bullets near the end.
30 seconds left.
They've cut off any extra backup. They just have to clear the site, but 25 seconds left.
Down they go, Buzz trying to hold on to this. Stax is here as well, and he is alone. That's 2 in a row, but gets taken out by Aaron. As now the pits on the site. It is the last round after all. They're gonna put this spike down. They are up 3-2 at the moment.
Oh, and Ronsky gets
revive भी दे दे, revive भी दे दे. Just side
for
that, revive दे.
Phantom, he does have the showstopper, so
revive
if he actually
दे
gets
तू.
1 kill, he has
दे
a
रहे
good
revive.
chance. Oh well, never mind.
2 बार मारा एक round में
I was
just
gonna say he can clear the tit, but
yeah. There you go. 6-6 at the half as Global Esports using a lot of their ultimates there at the end.
Yeah.
ऐसा वाला look देता.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, I mean,
you tie things up.
You needed to, right? You needed to catch up. I mean, DRX had the right read, and they had the good adjustment with the operator in Foxy's hands, but It's actually going to be the two members
6-6,
from
neck
mid,
to neck
right?
चल रहा है.
Texture, and I think it might have been Vronsky, who climb up. They just wait
अब आएगा real
for
test.
DRX to continue to spam, and then right as you realize they're going to have to back off.
अबे इनका
for
default
reloads and
देखने
other
का. अपना
angles
अच्छा
to
था,
push
अपना
in.
अच्छा था.
A good timing attack.
एक राउंड इको
Really
अलग है.
fantastic stuff. I
तो
mean, I
7-5
don't
अपन
care
गिन
if
सकते
GE
हैं.
go down 2-0 in this map or in this series, I
Practically
should say.
देखो, practically
They have
अपना
put on one
7-5
hell of
होना
a
था.
show. As,
लेकिन वैसा देख
hello
के
from
तो वो लोग
Singapore.
भी एक इको आ रहा
I
है.
love
6-6 ठीक है,
Mozzie,
चलेगा.
that
कोई
says.
चलो माफ किया, माफ किया.
Cheering for Steph.
6-6.
We've got a lot of fans here today.
Hello
Come
from
in
Singapore,
with,
Bazi.
whether it's their
Huh?
friends, their partners, their family, but cheering for different teams on opposite ends of the stage here. Which, listen, there's no problem with that. They're all very deserving of the love and support because, especially, you look at this match, right? I mean, Haven was a banger.
मैच
and
फिर
we're
से
continuing
जीतेगा.
with 6-6
सच्ची
here
बात
in
है
the
कौन
first
तो
half
बैक
split.
चले गया.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, on
Yeah,
Mondays here at
फिर भी
VCT
आप देख रहे
Pacific,
हो.
we do have just the one best of three, and it kind of ends up being the show match.
क्या लिखा है
right?
बाबा
Like, one of
घूर
the
के
beat,
देख रहा
because we only
है.
have
तो
the one
खतरनाक
as-
लिखा लगता है.
This is another fan.
Yeah, a fan
यूनिट
of
में
one of the
मेरा fan है बे.
commentators on the Korean side, Inho, who's actually been commenting for
Binks
so
OP
long.
लिखा उसने
I believe
कोरियन
over
में
20
देखा?
years now. He's esports
यार,
history
Korean
itself
fans
here in
I
Korea,
have, bro.
across multiple titles, and of
Sheesh.
course now with Valorant. But I gotta say, that fan who had that sign just now, I bet he's good with the op. 'Cause his eye
W,
contact was good. He wasn't blinking for the longest time.
Yeah, he certainly beat me. I had to blink after looking into those eyes for only 5 seconds. So
ये मैप अटैकिंग था ना?
yes,
था
really
नहीं.
good stuff.
डिफेंस है.
Yeah, halftime. Good
लेकिन
time
defense
to
तब है जब
consider what you're going to do on
old
the
meta था.
other half, obviously.
नया मेटल में
Curious to see how DRX are
attacking
going
goals
to
है.
handle the attacker
जहाँ पे नो
side,
सेंटिनल मेटा
especially
लोग खेल
because
रहे
we
हैं.
saw
डबल
that
कंट्रोलर वाला.
Global Esports, a lot of set plays on the B, not as much of a focus onto A, and the times where they did go for it didn't find a lot of success. But
Yeah.
what is DRX going to do?
Okay, so oftentimes we'll see, you know,
ये लोग
a
देखो,
early
wall up
ball over
करके,
A,
dog
or
walk
mid
करके
with
पहला
the
RAM
Sage,
control
especially
लेंगे
on the
लेंगे.
pistol, because you
फिर
know it's
hold
going to be
करेंगे.
so hard to break. But they're actually
बंगा
relying
स्टेज
on
में लाइट
Rossi
से
to
घर में होता
hold
होगा ना?
on to
नहीं
B
शायद.
side, right? He's in a position where he's just going to block the plant if they did choose, if DRX chooses to come there. With the Sage wall, which he
पता नहीं,
did
मैं गया ही
purchase
नहीं
with
stage
half
पे
armor.
कभी.
That's usually the go-to. And then they're going to hang back. It looks like, as long as you don't give up Heaven on A site, they do have an idea of how
क्या बोला
to
था?
retake
देखा?
that.
Well, Maka's just
Dog
going to
करके
hop on through
control ले, अभी
up the
hold करेंगे
ramps.
मस्त.
He is already in behind them on ropes as the rest of the team is here in mid.
Yeah, this was very intentionally given up by GE, though. So DRX, yeah, you see them stalling because they're like, okay, why is this all so free, right? Mid was free, Vents was free. Something's going on here.
This one
GE
comes
is hanging
to
back for a
close
retake
to pick
on A, so you gotta imagine that
Astralis.
there's some way
Astralis?
to recover A Heaven, and then you gotta imagine then who's stationed on B side because the Viper Toxic Screen is set up for a retake here on A.
Sentinels.
Yeah. Aaron
Australis
waiting
करके है
all the
team?
way in the back
कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया?
on A in the screens.
Australias?
Just seeing what he can see.
हाँ,
DRX taking
yeah.
it very slow. So it looks to
DRX.
be push through heaven.
Yeah.
Mako.
And the focus here is actually going to come down to RB. GE should give the plant here. They shouldn't overextend. They should give the plant. But RB, when does he move and which path does he take? He's waiting to see if he hears any audio cues. He doesn't. So when does he start to crawl into vent to provide support?
That was a lot of guys just pushing on through into heaven as now that will totally be given over to the side of Global Esports.
Well, RB's going to be met with a Sage Wall when he tries to
भाई
support
सब
from
angles
heaven.
clear हो गए.
Buzz has a very nice angle. Ronsky
सब angles clear हो गए. एस्ट्रा देख भी रहा है उसको. अयो!
They will have to push through this Viper wall as from behind they are getting in there as Monyet defending this for now as they try to retake this one. He's got smoke. He's got really half
gravity
defused,
wall.
but the sun comes in.
Remaining.
भाई जीत गया round.
Attacks earlier, they now know where RB is. What a oh,
It's
hold
defused.
on!
I think it's going to go off. Yeah, Fox is
Bye.
going to get that kill up in there, and Global Esports are able to pick up the defuse with 8 seconds left. Very nicely handled. on the
प्यारा
retake.
Yeah, no, what a
रोप
great
बॉल
retake,
कर
and
दिया,
one of the big,
एमएन बूमबॉट कर
important
दिया,
factors
बैक
there
साइड
was
स्टन कर
Aaron
दिया, एल्बो
backing off
ब्लाइंड
of
कर
elbow
दिया.
immediately, right? Once they decide, okay,
कितना
let's just hang back
प्यारा
on Heaven
angles
as
काली
well,
के लोग
they
ने.
back off all the way to screens and say, as
हाँ?
long as we can file back into
Love you,
Heaven,
यार.
that's when we'll be
Love you
fine.
मेरी जान की टूटी.
We're hearing a lot of G fighting
Retake तो है.
chants over here. I
हाँ,
love
अपना आवाज है,
that
अपना आवाज
GE
है.
has their staff in all their matches. We saw it at Sao Paulo as well.
Yeah.
They're always trying to hype up the crowd and the players themselves. Now with DRX on pistols again. It's going to be, this time we see the aggressive Sage wall to buy time on A main.
Well, Monyet hanging in here. He's got the judge. He's going to pick up 2, make it 3. As they're just fishing a barrel for him. Not much they can do about that.
If you've ever wondered why DRX doesn't like this map, that is exactly why they don't like this map. They just don't
यार चबे अपना पैसिफिक रीजन का ये एक है
There you go. Monyet
एक राउंड में ऐसा
4K and it's
W दबा के
flawless.
खत्म करता है ना
After the pistol round, Global Esports in a very nice position here on the
अपनी
bench
रीजन नहीं
side.
है ऐसे पता है मेरा स्ट्रीम देखते
got
हैं
your
मतलब
buys. And now, importantly, you noted
Cobra
that they bought
spotted.
shotguns, right? You saw the judge coming out. You saw Bucky as well. We didn't hear it, though.
अबे इसका साला जज
You
भी
know what's
बुलडॉग
great?
जैसे दिख
Close
रहा है
quarters buys from GE. So DRX, they've got to use their utility early to
Go
get
Fragger
support.
बोल
They
दे रहे
cannot take any risks here and end up losing crucial weapons.
इनको फ्रैगर बोल दिस
Let's see how it goes. They got 3 guys stacked here on the
वो
A
भी बोलता
side.
रहेगा ना यार मैं
They
लो
have 2
कार
in mid and towards Vince.
Oh, no.
So Trailblazer pushing on through. Here comes Global Esports trying to get aggressive.
Marai.
Mako
Mako
pulls
bhai.
down the angle. He picks up 2, but
You-
gets taken out by the grenade. As Monyet
Oh my
is in the
God.
smoke, picks up 2 with the
Mane
judge.
love you
And DRX will continue to hate this map for now.
Mane,
As Monyet picks
love
up
you.
Phantom and takes him down
Mane,
for
ito.
his 3rd.
Come on, yet you monster!
मॉन्स्टर दे अरे
Well,
Who's
okay.
on the other side?
Yeah.
मेरा नहीं है कास्टर्स कर से
Clear
अभी
that
बोल
out,
रहा हूँ
but listen, Mako holds so strong on A main, and yet Global, you saw the commitment they had to fight for A main. They say Monyet can hold mid with the judge. He can hold on to Mail. That's all we need. If we can push out of A main, recover a couple weapons, right? If we hard commit and recover weapons, we can actually fight for this round. And in fact, now they're poised to try to take the win 2v1.
Let's see how this is going to go. I think Global Esports can just chill over towards the vents, wait and see if RB is going to plant.
मस्त ना ए बी दोनों प्लान
How to
जल्दी
go from
जाएंगे
there.
Okay, so RB does have 3 stars, but he doesn't have much time to set them up because he's going to want to stick with the plant as well. He just sets it up right close to him for a safe plant. Now, we do have 2 guiding lights from Botsy.
Spike
It's
planted.
going to come down to how much can he provide support for Aaron to open up these angles here. RB's trying to make them think that he's in one of these smokes.
Yeah, but in fact, he's just got the lineup here from main.
Right, yeah,
वो
they
लोग को
saw
पता
this
चल गया
plant
रहेगा
position. Now they expect this. He's trying to draw out the gravity well, and RB doesn't bite.
Ooh, not gonna happen. Okay, the spray,
ओह
41 health.
onions
RB just barely able to hold on to that. Aaron is going to get the gravity well in.
अभी vulnerable हो गया
As he
Aaron
has been in this position before. Let's see if he can line it up. 6 health. Seems familiar.
Oh no, Aaron!
There it is, the headshot from RB for the 3rd kill in a row, and a massive clutch to give DRX a chance on this map.
Aaron just cannot land 6 damage today against DRX. What a traumatic round for him. Coming back again. This time he knew. You could tell that he got the call about the health because he
लोगों
just
को पता
tried to
कैसे
spray
नहीं चला
down
सिट
after
गया
the
अपना
But
मेन
RB's
गया
peaks were so good.
Enemy remaining.
They were just insane, and we're going to see here once again. The first kill is rough. I
उसने
mean,
कॉल
he
भी
gets
दिया ना
it.
मैं भी में
Then this one.
Wow.
See CHUMMI there, he's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Thankfully he's able to get that one. I mean, that was the bonus round, right? So DRX really desperately needed that one, and yes, they only do hold on to 1 gun, but at least they take the round down for their sake.
Yeah, just one other thing we noticed in that previous round as RB gets the final kill is he realizes that Aaron's on the Bulldog, and he hears
Oh,
the
mara,
burst,
mara,
so he
mara. Wall
peeks out
todega.
in that timing, which is impressive. Now, Ronsky, I think Mako should have known that it was a double stack there because he heard the guiding light as well, but
Yeah.
Ronsky still gets the kill.
Foxy in
They
to
say-
defense, and DRX actually open up mid with this play.
क्रॉसफायर किसे
Now
तोड़ा
quick on through B Tower. They're going to
ये
try to
मुझे
make their way
देखना है।
onto the site. The rotation is swift, but Buzz is right there with the headshot. And this has been shut down pretty nicely from DRX. Ronsky looking to fast push just a bit. Misses the shot onto RB.
Spike
Just
planted.
trying to eliminate RB's position for the time being.
And able to spot Buzz. A little bit slow on the shot, but still able to land it.
No charges left.
There's not a lot of angles for him to come on through, as Aaron now finally going to be able to follow up.
Yeah, the positions are tough, right? You've got both angles. We're even going to see the Cosmic Divide here, but
Oh, yeah,
Aaron
yeah,
actually
2v2,
picks off the kill
2v2.
in time, so it is a
Huh.
2v2.
Yeah, just like that, Baronski through the divide, and
Oh,
Stax is able
10
to take down
HP,
both.
anti.
As on 10 health, he gets the job
Close
done,
था.
ties things up for DRX.
Eco है ना अपन अभी शायद?
And yeah, just you can see DRX
Oh,
the
close
cosmic
था
divide
यार,
usage there, maybe just
nice
trying
try था
to
ये.
really
Forward to nice
safely
try था.
secure themselves a spot back in
एक एक
this
करके
game.
पिक तो कर रहे थे यार, एंटी था.
I mean, Bronski actually gets the first kill here as well, and yet, you know, Global Esports, they get a little greedy.
बाहर आया
they've had
मारने
some
के
good
लिए.
rounds where they're able to cut off the initial entry from DRX, or even when they were on the attacker side. But right there, you let Foxy9 pass, but you gotta imagine that there's
उसको
more
लगा नहीं
members
रहेगा
trying to
डबल
get to that
सेशन
one
मारने के
kill.
बाद भी
Seems
टीम जस्ट
a bit
पीछे
of a
ही है.
greedy move.
ना लग रहा.
Nice little flash and entry as Foxy9 able to pick that one up. Pretty strong push into B main with 3 members of DRX.
Even if you're on an eco, you gotta get whatever advantages you can. I'm trying to greed for a kill here alone with the Classic. I mean, I think at that point, right, you just back out and group as 4, either die to the spike or try to fight as 4. But it seems like Global, they're starting to panic just a tad bit, right? They're not able to keep the lead that they had in the early parts of the first
माँ को
half.
मारता
They're
है
starting to
तो
see kind of
Stax
these
मरता
solo
है
plays where
मतलब.
they're trying to just peek out for their own duels. And DRX is actually now grouping as a group 3, 4, maybe sometimes even 5
एक अपना
members
smoke में
to
मारा
cover each
शायद.
other's backs.
वो round में.
Yeah, it's very important, I think, for Global Esports to kind of do what they did on Haven, right? It was a very close match. They were able to get a bunch of rounds towards the end and make things very even down to the wire, down 13 to 11. So, yes, it is an eco. See what they can do here as the plant comes down. And Global Esports will awkwardly have to push through the spawn, try to make something happen.
Yeah, you gotta imagine with the position they took, they were so far away anyway. You gotta hope that they're gonna die to the spike here. That's their hope. Yeah, they're just gonna stick right by here and then inch forward at the end. Meanwhile, on DRX's side, you know, some of them have okay econ, but no reason to hard push for these kills, right? I mean, yeah, Mako could get his Viper's Pit, but is that risk
Intense
potentially
हो गया
giving
बे.
these free upgrades? Probably not.
You could check Foxy's spot. He can actually catch them trying to rotate into the spike.
Oh no.
But he's kind of got an awkward angle. Ronsky's going to take down
एक
that
दिन
kill.
मिला. दूसरा
Yeah,
मर
I
जा.
mean, that's okay though, Foxy. He's gonna get the showstopper anyway.
वो भी सेव करने
Now
जा रहा
DRX
था.
is
से
gonna
जो
run
बोलता
away
है
with
मेरे
the
पास
free
गन नहीं.
upgrade.
Yeah. It's very nice for him. Just able to hold on to that one weapon as we do go into now a very even.
सबसे ज़्यादा कौन मारे DRX में? वाह भाई, माको भाई,
Yeah, but
ठीक
we
है
gotta
यार.
note, right? The showstopper was completed in the
Last
previous
game का
round
वो
by
सही इस game पे
Foxy9,
कहाँ
and
निकाल
Open
रहे हो?
the Seekers as well. You know, once DRX, now DRX rarely will ever go for a blind 5-man rush.
Texture को
But
मारना
once they
पड़ेगा.
fish for some information, and you know, potentially once that Sage Wall gets popped and then dropped, DRX
ये wall वाला
they
फिर
can
से नहीं
set
कर
up
पाएगा.
for the showstopper.
Wall करके निकलने पड़ेगा.
Well, we saw what he was able to do the last time around. As this time, Mako not going to be caught off guard by this.
Okay, so Ronsky takes a huge risk to get to the other side of the wall, but it is going to provide very useful, right? It means that DRX, they expect him to be on top of the wall, but they didn't get the kill. They didn't get sight lines, so they have to back off. And now this is a main in full control for Global Esports. Texture getting a showstopper to combat.
Blind से अचल करने वाले वो लोग ropes में शायद.
It's very important timing to pick it up, and now he's going to push out. He's got the Boombot sent out, but Mako's holding this down.
Okay, but Global now pushed out even further, so they know that everyone has to be stuck in mid. But Global, if they're going to go, they have to be able to catch up to Mako, because otherwise they're going to get caught from behind. They have to understand that their backs are now open. They actually don't have control of A main anymore.
Maniet's able to get the one in mid, though, as Showstopper mid. And oh, man, the shorty from that range is able to take down Foxy as his Showstopper did pretty much nothing.
Sound आया क्या? Sky का?
Well, okay, well now the push out from
भागने का sound
Ronsky and
आया?
Texture proving very valuable.
आया.
RB's got a nice angle. He's going to pick up two, and Stax
क्या?
gets one elsewhere. Immediately makes this 2v2 as Stax hanging on the ropes.
एक थूक है,
We're
एक
going
थूक
to
है.
bait out a bunch of shots, but okay, they're actually going to jump in behind him. Stax is going
बाप
to get shorty
रे,
from
मोनी
underneath.
भाई.
Maniet is on 4.
जाओ भी
Now
sound
it's
आया,
up to
जाओ
RB
जाओ जाओ
again.
जाओ
He's
जाओ.
got 8 seconds.
Main मत
He's
भागने
got a
देना.
plan.
Yeah, just got to plan it. There it is.
Nice.
He's got enough time as long as he doesn't get delayed as they are running on in.
अरे!
Trying to spray on through. They don't quite land the
उसको pull
shots.
किया.
He is pretty low, though.
1v1
They
ने
know where he
please.
is.
Oh, and down he
Nice.
goes.
Wow.
Mania with the ace here in round 18. And And Aaron's going to be able to pick up this defuse, a massive turning point here
Yes!
in favor of Global Esports.
ये कब हुआ?
Props to
ये
Monyet
तो
for holding
समझा ही नहीं।
mid for so long, because I was getting
मुझे लगा
concerned
सबने
with
मारा।
Ronsky and Texture pushing out without actually further info on aim, but Monyet just sprays
Excuse
down with
me?
all the weapons he has through the smoke. And I like this choice here too, right? Just double down and say, listen, we know our
Mane
RD
bhai,
is, let's make this a 2v1 in both
आपका pull
directions, right?
माफ।
Let's not get caught in two different 1v1s.
आपका
Let's just
pull
commit,
माफ
try to
यार,
catch
माफ।
stacks. Monyet gets 2 shorty kills.
Excuse
Now
me
tied
वाला तब
9-9. They still have crucial ultimates on the side of Global.
It's denied by the wall. And it's not going to feel too good about that. But Mako did pick up the kill. As Foxy, I guess he was distracting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was an idea of if the Sage Wall doesn't come, we'll do a fast push. But if it does, you know, let's just spray down it afterwards. I think this was a very intentional setup from DRX. And they're actually able to, you know, take advantage of it by getting the kill onto Ronsky.
All right, we see Guiding Light in through mid, and Monyet's trying to hold it down again, but they take him out early. Very important for DRX's push through mid, as now in tower, they should be able to take out B site for themselves.
Yeah, during that whole fight in mid, we heard Texture pop a showstopper to try to catch Mako. He actually doesn't get the job done. So he knows that Mako's been pushed all the way to attacker spawn, but they are on their back foot, right? I mean, we saw the null command from Buzz as well if DRX wants to really secure this round, which surely they do, looking at their economy slowly starting to spread thin.
Yeah, last time they were in this position, they got that Cosmic Divide down. They took the round relatively comfortably, but
I like this from GE. Once again, they say, you know what? Split is meant to be defender-sided. We cannot all full buy next round, so let's save once again. We saw this decision made from Haven, and Achilles talked about it once more. Apparently a timeout's going to come up, it looks like, but again, the fact that while it feels bad, that was the right choice, the 5-man save over on Haven, this time as well, right? Keep these rifles. You can try to make the Seekers in the next round.
Mid wall बना
still have that
instant
Cosmic
तोड़ेंगे.
Divide on Monyet
A
as
wall
well.
बना instant
Come
तोड़ेंगे.
back strong.
B wall
onto the
बना
next
थोड़ा
round
time
and
बाद
keep the
तोड़ेंगे.
momentum going.
फिर वॉल के पीछे कुत्ता करके वो लोग जाते हैं, info लेते हैं. फिर मिड में बूमबॉट नेट डाल के info लेते हैं. और फिर जितना info मिला उस पे वो लोग push करते हैं. बहुत tough है भाई, बहुत tough है.
Defending side has
Defend
been
बहुत tough है, पता
decent,
है. अपने को
but
थोड़ा ज़्यादा round
punches
चाहिए था.
from
7,
RB, a couple of very close
8.
rounds that go the way of DRX, and
7 तो
they're
हो भी
in a
जाता था
comfortable
शायद.
spot here with that last round
Double
win.
controller 8-4 attack
Something just caught my eye. The far right sign there says, Stacks, stop swearing. It's either Stacks, stop swearing, or stop trash talking Stacks. One or the other, but I think it's the first one, because I think Stacks sometimes gets a little excited on stage.
अपने किधर है ऐसे cute वाले?
Replays, but a lot of the fans have said that they hear it when they're in the stadium. Now, importantly, Global Esports, a change I think worth making is, okay, Monyet, while he's great in mid, DRX is starting to figure this out, right? They're going to just constantly spam. They're going to try to swarm him with utility to take that control.
लोगों को पता है A wall हो रहा है, मेरे हिसाब से B wall
Do you
होके.
either plant someone else there? Maybe the Sage. I know the Sage in mid feels bad because we've seen it done time and time again. Or do you actually just empty it, right? And just say, go back to the pistol round. Say, let's just make sure we don't give up A tower.
B wall कर रहे हो लोग.
Stick with it. Okay, Monyet's going to stick near mid, but he's not going to commit to it.
push
And
कर
they're
रहे हैं वो
actually
लोग.
going to do a hard stack on B main. Global Esports, their intention here is to push out.
Let's see if it works out, because we got 2-3 members of DRX hanging around there as well.
Time for some
They
battle.
empty mid as well.
They did this before with the Guiding Light into Foxy P. See if it works out as, okay,
Sound
just
आया
gonna take the
हमको.
Satchel on over, and DRX not going to challenge them, and even a Siege Wall is put down.
That is the way to complete this, though, right? Because the whole intention was if we don't get contact, we can get the Seekers for free. They get it, and now they know, okay, DRX was just waiting for us as well. So, no reason to rotate anybody. You've still got the
कोई
Seekers.
नहीं है.
I mean, I think Batsy, you saved that until maybe the 42nd.
भाई blinded क्या चीज़ है ना लेकिन.
He does have an extra guiding light here. I think you used something here at the 1 minute mark just
वो
to
लोग
check
वापस
for
लड़ने वाले.
information.
Blind.
As the blind comes out, but Foxy gets 2 anyway!
Foxy dodges the flash instantly.
And
Nice.
Foxy now trying to hold down in
Nice.
the corridor, sprays him down. And
Yes,
plus,
that-
even with the ult up, Stacks is finally going to shut him down,
है.
making this a 2v2. It's going to give time
हल्का सा
for
ज़्यादा हो
Global
गया
Esports
ये.
to rotate on over to B.
Yeah, Buzz comes back alive, stacks
मस्त
protecting
मारा
RB
बाजी ने लेकिन.
so that they can res that KO. Now Bazi, he swings out at the end because he knows that otherwise he's going to get sprayed down. Yeah, he
Nice.
finds time for the rotates and Manyet's back.
Nice.
They just line up. Oh boy. Global Esports able to tie it up at 10 now.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about Manyet's passive buff, which is he gets plus 50% accuracy in mid on splits. What a monster he is on that part of the map.
भाई बंदा.
Look at this.
Top. Top.
2 and
Top.
3.
Looks around, he's like, did anyone see that?
Yeah.
Money
Someone
bhai.
get this?
Oh man. Well, it's just making things more interesting for us.
वो लोग back to
Absolutely.
default
We're
गए
tied up at
DRX.
10 on Haven. We're tied up at 10 on Split.
Oh, they want to take
Off
him
guard
in.
पकड़
Nice
गया
feed
वो.
from
Wall
Global.
down. भाई ball का यही मस्त लगता है
This
भाई.
time. And not
कब
only did he
गिराएगा
take out
पता नहीं.
Buzz, which is uh-oh.
Mako though, he lines up too.
ये
Gonna
क्या
keep
होगा?
things close. Zeb is able to push in from Heaven down into the vents.
Well, Aaron now committing to holding the site on his own, which is very risky.
He's gonna wait.
Yeah, Aaron just wants just one kill even.
It's like RB knows he's there and he's gonna win the firefight. This is looking pretty strong
फिर
now
से save
on the
करेंगे
team
वो
for
लोग.
DRX. We
पैसा
have
नहीं
seen
है.
Global Esports many a time in this position to save. And I think this is
Fast
one of the more
break
obvious
now.
spots as it's 2 to 4 and even a pit want to be used.
Okay, well, once you hear the pit, you
भाई
for
एक
sure
हमेशा
save,
है
right?
ना.
You say, okay, you know what?
मेरे
We
हिसाब
at least
से
baited out
हमेशा
that extra
जब
ultimate.
मिड हैवी खेलते ना
That's fine.
भाई
Texture's
पर
down
ये
to
जो
some
वॉल
creds,
बना
Aaron's
के
down to free
साइड
kill.
खेलता
You
उसकी जगह
cannot
पे ना हेवन खेलना
get,
चाहिए.
full buys once again in the next
एम एंड
round.
स्मोक डाल के ऐसा कुछ ना हेवन
Global
क्योंकि
Esports,
साइड गया ना
again,
साइड
they
से
tried
वापस
this
हेवन आने
format
को
push
बहुत
over
टाइम
at
लगता है.
Lock-in
तब
as
तक ये लोग
well.
मिड फाइट
That
लेके
actually
रिटर्न आ
think it
सकते
might have been on Eco.
लेकिन
And
अगर
it got
रैंप
shut down
कंट्रोल
in
ऐसा
mid
दे
that
देना तो
time.
वो
This time they
देखा कितना
go
जल्दी
out,
वो
they
वेंट
get a
पहुंचा.
quick kill on
वो उतना
Buzz,
जल्दी
but
वो वेंट
actually
पहुंचेगा
Aaron
नहीं.
was hanging back in the site on
और अगर वो
elbow
लोग
on
साइड
A,
गया
so there was
साइड
no way
कंट्रोल
to
लिया
check if someone
तो
had
लोग
gone
पीछे आके
into
सीधा
A
सिटी भी
tower.
देख सकते हैं ना.
So a bit of a flaw there. Hopefully that's something we see them brush up on if they choose to continue to bring out that play in future splits.
Hey, you'd imagine that would be pretty
क्योंकि
important as the last 4
मे
rounds
भी
have
बोलने
gone
से
back
अच्छा
and
ना
forth.
कि एक
And
Ropes
DRX
गया
once
रह
again are
सकता
in
है.
the lead. Even here on the
उससे अच्छा
attacking side
एक
after
कोई
the
साइट
half,
में
which
रह सकता
was
ज्यादा
even
बेटर है
6-6.
क्योंकि थोड़ा लंबा है.
Global Esports trying to
Huh?
figure out how they want to do their buys. I think they're just going to save everything for the next round, even if it means giving up match point. I mean,
भाई नेक्स्ट राउंड तो टफ होएगा. स्टैक्स अल्टी
yeah,
फॉक्स
Frenzy, I
का
was
अल्टी
about
भी आ
to say.
सकता है.
can just hold the close quarters.
Texture just gonna hold the angle on A and make sure they don't go in through here. But you see that DRX, they've only got Mako in that same position that he was a couple of rounds ago. As the
Alright.
push will actually come in through mid.
Yeah, once they hear all this noise in mid, yeah, B main has to push out. They have to push out, and they need to somehow fight against RB and keep control of Garage. Meanwhile, on the A side, I mean, you gotta choose. Do you go back to A tower to fight that, or do you try to fish out for Mako? You do have the
कितना
res and
reposition
Bronski, so
कर रहा है
Texture
बे.
can...
Oh, Mako's lining it up.
Nice.
He gets the one, spots Texture, so that's a lot of info going to DRX on this push on A.
Yeah, Texture is all alone, though. He's just trying to buy time. He does get out to elbow, and backup is on its way in the form of Batsi.
ये reposition
They're
अच्छा
trying to
टेक्सचर का.
essentially sprint into this one. Batsi gets into screens
उसको
as
मालूम पड़ गया.
Texture
Watch that.
behind. He's taking a lot of
Nice.
damage. Gets the one. He's playing through the smoke so well. He knows that one is in there as well.
Nice.
Foxy, but
One
Stacks
enemy remaining.
gets the trade. And now it's 2 for 1 as Seekers come out. And the plan is coming in onto A.
30
Yeah, they
seconds
know
left.
where he is because of the Seekers. Aaron trying to jump down on it.
एंटी.
Yeah, just trying to run in. He's got a frenzy and a
भाई
dream
मस्त खेला था रे
essentially.
टेक्सचर.
Buzz will let him know what is up. At the
मस्त
end of
खेला
that
बे,
one,
मस्त
as
खेला
now
यार.
Global Esports, a
हाँ
final
ठीक है
buy,
भाई ठीक है.
final
रुक जाओ.
chance to tie things up.
You have all these ultimates, and I know that they
ठीक है
were
भाई,
use
oh.
these for retakes. I mean, you know, the Cosmic Divide better used as a
पूरी
retake tool,
lobby
but
का
there is a
solo handle
question,
player
do you
Moni
use
है.
the pit? It looks like he might be
27 kills
poised to
कर
use it in
देंगे.
mid just to shut that down.
माने मैं
Manyet's gonna
आप
watch
भी
his back and
3
vents.
किलो
They
और
showed
मार
this
के
at lock-in
30
as well.
बम हो जाता थे.
So it comes down to Texture. What can he do on main? Ronsky is there with the res if Texture gets taken out.
Yeah. As They're gonna break the wall. Decide where to go from there. It looks like hanging out in sewers again. See, we'll have to pick up that spike and maybe just go for mid again, as of course there is a pit here, so a little bit more difficult.
So the most important thing now is Botsy. How crisp can he be with his timings on his Trailblazer and the Guiding Light? He's jiggle beaking right in between, but
DRX में भी
every
मार लगा
20-second increment, he should use one of these abilities. There's a Trailblazer. It comes out. Does he get a spot? He does. The vision should have hit.
Yeah.
So they know Aaron starting to try to provide support there.
This one feels pretty obvious, but as I
Oh,
see that
नसीब.
DRX are going to try to mix it up and back away.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Actually
we
ना
should go
हाई
down to
ब्रेन था
45.
पता है
Yeah,
वाइपर
use
अल्टी
Secret
अकेला
Seal. They're
रहेगा
still
नहीं
in
मिड
front of
पे
B
तो
main
दो
now.
मिड
Now
पे
Buzz is trying to
ए
come
पे
here
वॉल
just to
बना है
take
वो
these
भी अकेला
out.
रहेगा नहीं
Okay, this is trying to sell the idea that DRX is still in front of B,
Yeah.
which means Global, they cannot commit to a rotate.
Yeah, and Botsy actually rotates over to B. There's two of them on B right now,
30 seconds left.
and that's not essentially where you want to be. As Buzz is really trying to sell this grenades, everything being thrown into the smoke as in he goes, dies someone yet, but the push
टेक्सचर को
is
एक
on
मारना
A.
है
Yeah, but Texture has a read on this as well. And Brodsky.
Oh, but Mako.
Oh,
trying to
Mako
clutch
ने
it,
दो मार
picks up
दिए।
two.
10 seconds left.
Okay, well, they do clear the
Ah.
side, but it is a 3v2. Now, it's Global. I
planted.
know they might want to save this Cosmic Divide, but it is match
3v2
point.
3v3 दिख
Yeah,
रहा है मेरे
There
को
you go. Yeah, you gotta use
गलत
it.
बोला
Talk screen as well. Mako on the backside. He's got some help from
क्या divide
RB.
किया?
There's the Cosmic
Side
Divide.
वाला।
Oh, this is great for Monette because it's setting it up for screens, but Monette can scout across the other side of the wall.
Stacks
Nice.
behind Manya, gets the one and no kill.
Nice.
Able to get the one and 3 health as he can hold this now. RB
Pull
does
रहेगा?
not have a chance to make his way in.
Pull
Okay.
Yeah,
and
there's the
it's-
gravity well.
and
Nice.
There goes Monyet from the top, and that will be a defuse. Global Esports, they've got a chance here. One round away from tying it up.
If they win the split, I mean, all eyes on Monette, right? Not only does he
भाई
single-handedly win
मोन्ने ने
rounds in mid,
3
but
मार
that
बोला
Cosmic
बात
Divide
सुना यार
setup
मेरी
to
जान के
make it look
टोटे
like
ने
they're all gonna try to funnel into screens, and then he watches
3
for
मार
anyone
के
waiting
30
on
बॉम्ब
his
दिया
side of
मोने
the
ने भी
Cosmic Divide from heaven, able to pick off that kill, and then he's actually able to finish off the round as well.
Well, it all comes down to this as the GE tiers have returned.
I mean, this is the time. This is the time to shout it out, right? Let's go to map 3. I think everyone would love to see that. I mean, maybe not DRX fans, but it would be exciting at the very least.
क्या जी अर्ली
Sure.
फाइट
I
करके
mean,
सेज
this
अल्टी
has
यूज करेगा
been really back and forth and fun Valorant, regardless of who you're a fan of. So,
Suppress हुए ना
seeing
3
more of it
बंदे
would be benefit to everyone, I think, as here comes DRX into Vents.
Okay, Global has made a good change, just letting DRX get up to Vents from mid. But they're actually going to hunt him down with the Sage Wall.
Oh, what?
Great
Hey,
change from Global to
दिमाग
make sure the
लगा।
second line of attack from DRX cannot provide support. The Raze down now. The
मार के
entries are
reset।
much weaker, and now DRX has to go in with their flashes.
And this is
भाई
it's a
लेट
lot to
वॉल
ask.
करके
You got 3
स्मोक
people
करके उसको मारने के वो
for
लोग
2 now, as we see Bossy is rotating
ओ
over to
भाई
B.
मजा आ गया बे
Just trying to hold down from ramps.
Yeah, Aaron's just holding an off angle. He just wants to get info and hold on to ramps, right? Mid is being watched by Monette. They say if they go into A, that's fine. Give them the plant. Now,
लोग सीधा
the
साइड जा रहे
big
हैं
question is RB's all the way over on B main. When does he rotate? What?
I guess
30
Aaron didn't
seconds
see him, and Mako's just able to line that up. But Rez comes in.
Planted.
Okay,
Here.
snake bite. Well, okay, at the very least, Global on their side, they hold control. They hold control of A tower.
Good spray. Buzz takes a lot. Stacks trades 1 for 1, which is good
और
for
भी तो ये
Global
लोग
here.
एमएन छोड़ के सीधा साइड जाएंगे क्या
It's down to the backside. Yeah, Aaron's just gonna
Ah.
able.
They know Mako's
अपना
here.
plant भी नहीं है।
The only one they don't know about is RB.
Yeah. Who is also hanging over. Diffuse comes in. Mako
अरे।
gets the kill. Uh-oh. This is getting more interesting
Half
as
isn't done yet.
through the smoke they have to go, and there it is. Couple
Let's
kills.
go!
One to Texture. Diffuse comes in, and we.
लेट्स गो
going
भाई
overtime.
नसीब हेवन का प्लान नहीं था
Oh my gosh! Global Esports
Oh,
taking DRX to overtime. I don't think that
very
was on
bad.
anyone's bingo card for VCT Pacific 2023.
ये
Well, they almost did in the first map, and now
Uh,
on map 2,
Artie,
they finally make it happen.
मेरे को
Both
हो रहा
teams
है
getting
टिकलिंग
6
इन
rounds
द
on
गटी
either
गटी
side, so What can you say?
बाय मॉने
Very
बाय
evenly
मॉने
matched
बाय
these
कुछ
two
भी बोलो
teams. Global Esports have risen to the task.
भाई मुझे
And they
धक
are
धक लगा जब वो रिवाइव हुआ
going
पे वो लोग को
blow for blow
पता
with
था
one
दो
of the best
बंदे
teams
लेट्स पे
here.
पता है मेरे को लगा
If they
वाइपर
could
स्पीड
overtake
में
them in
मार
the
के आ
course of
जाएंगे वो
map three,
लोग
that would be huge for this squad.
And the true winner of this map is the AR director in the studio. Finally gets to show off the overtime scoreboard in AR.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do like it, right? Instead of just trying to keep track of the entire
अच्छा,
score,
ये first
we'll
time
do that
देखने
for you
मिला ना
guys,
आपको
but
तो?
we just want to know who's on match point, right? Who's getting close to the 2 wins
भाई
that you're going
म्यूजिक
to
भी
need
कैसा दिया देखो
to
ना
win out map 2. Global Esports trying to push this to map 3 on Pearl.
गाइस
And DRX,
9.5k
yeah, it
वाचिंग
is round
पट
robin,
से
as long as
लाइक
you
कर
win
दो
the
यार
match, it's
ओटी भी
okay.
हो चुका है तुम्हारे लिए
Feel
समझ
great
रहे
in
हो
DRX's
अब
position.
जीत जाए तो मजा ही आ
You were
जाए
so close. You dropped 2 in a row. What can you say? Just try to forget that happened and essentially just play the smaller best of series that we have here in these last bunch of rounds.
Now, my big question is Global Esports, they had a good streak in the beginning on their attack, and then once DRX adjusted with the timeout is when they couldn't eke out more round wins. So do they have some other wildcards prepared on this first couple
अभी अपन attack में है ना
overtimes on
शायद?
the attacking side to try to get their lead? Because I think their defense, they're starting to figure out DRX's pacing here and their defaults.
Yeah, it really does feel like
भाई
Global
दोनों
has
साइड
got a
6-6
read
हुआ
on
है
them.
पता है दोनों साइड
Let's see how
6-6
it's going to go after the side swap.
There is a
Half
change,
भी
right? They're
6-6,
just
next
ditching
half भी
A
6-6.
entirely.
Neck
They're
to
gonna
neck,
focus on mid. They want
baby.
to get full mid control and then decide if they want to rotate back out. But they are going to have to speed this up because they have no information on whether DRX pushes out of A main or not.
Yeah. As they will look to push on through just a bit. It's utility use here in mid as grenade comes out and they say, well,
मिड ही लड़
it's
रहे हैं
going
लोग
to slow us down just a bit.
वो लोग वॉल कर भी जा रहे हैं वो लोग
They did draw out a lot of utility. This is just going to be a full commit onto B.
Yeah, Foxy, he's here.
2v5
Here's the
B
ball
पे
as well. Lines it up. Perfect timing
Spike down.
on the peak 1v4 as on the back of the site here is RB as well. Texture is in. A lot of members
Arre.
of Global are in onto the site, but RB
Remaining.
and Foxy are able to hold it down and leave only Monyet
अरे यार ये
on the site here
फॉक्सी
alone.
दो
Foxy
से
not
मारे
staying
उसने
alive for
पोजीशन
so
से
long, creating different off angles to keep Global Esports at bay. It comes down to Monyet. He's done some heroics so far in this map, but
सिटी जाके मारना चाहिए
not
मेरे साथ
too much time on his side.
It's going to run on over. I think that's the sound cue they needed as a lot of spray coming through the smoke. Monyet in a really rough spot.
नाइस
Axis one after that.
Nice!
Catches another.
एक बुलेट है एक बुलेट है
And the timing is right there as Buzz is barely going to hold on to that round for the side of DRX.
Inside.
That right-click flash drive was just so clean, right? It pops right as he sees it. You see
कितना साफ रोक के
trying to
बे
dodge it, but if Monyet dodges that, I think he swings back, gets the kill, given just what momentum he had there. But
भाई अगर वो पहुंच जाता सेफली रिलोड हो जाता क्या होता पता नहीं
One enemy remaining.
Watch this flash.
Perfect, yeah.
बाप रे
They're like, oh, that's a relief.
Yeah.
बे अपना हार्ट बीट ऐसा हो रहा उनके यहाँ पे क्या होता रहेगा ना
Okay, well, timeout. DRX, okay, they want to close it out on this.
एक और
attacking
रोटी जाएगा
side.
मेरे हिसाब
And I
से
do
एक और
like
रोटी
this.
जाएगा
We haven't
अपना
seen this
डिफेंस
work
स्ट्रांग है
out
बताया तो है
too well in the past when teams try to use an early
भाई
timeout in overtime
अब
to
तक का
close it out.
सबसे
But
बेस्ट
these
गेम
might
लगा
like
बे
this. Towards the later part of DRX's attacking half, it was
Huh?
actually a GE who makes the last adjustment, right? And DRX hasn't had a time to try to
यार
iterate
अपने
some
को
of their
भी चाहिए
changes.
यार ये
So
सब
now's a
क्यूट
good time
क्यूट
for
सा
Chummi to say, okay, this is what GE changed in the last
जी
2
भाई
rounds.
प्लीज यार
How do we
अपने को भी
combat
ऐसा
that?
क्यूट क्यूट सा चाहिए विंगमैन ने वामोस
that
लिखा
sign.
था
Yeah, there's a
मस्त
sign
बनाया
that's
था
like, if you guys lose, you have to get together with me, basically. I don't know if they'll take that offer.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a done deal by any means.
The strongest of motivations to win
Yeah.
for DRX. Well, all right, Global Esports as well. I mean, surely you see this timeout coming out, Eraser. Shirley has told them, all right, we can't do the same things over on mid. Okay, yeah, so they go back to a very slow default. Now, I would love to see Batsy start to push out off of his utility on B main, right? Because otherwise, it doesn't mean much. Yeah, he's starting to push out because that way the stack on A
इस बार
has
तीन ही
meaning.
खेला
because now they can say just keep 3 people on A. There's no one in front of Garage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
give
in
me
position.
10 minutes.
It's a little bit of poke damage there on a Foxy.
I mean, it's a miracle Fox.
हाँ मैं आ
stays
जाऊँगा पट से
alive
आ
there.
Yeah.
Okay, Trailblazer out of Garage
जाऊँ
as well.
किसका
And into Ramen.
Yeah.
Foxy has so much information on the side of B. Now, the only
on-
problem is they actually ditched
नहीं,
mid
नहीं, कोई
entirely.
tension नहीं.
So it's a 4-man stack on A.
सबको चाल है
Pushing
मतलब सब
out, I
join
mean, they're going to
करना
get some information that, okay, a little bit of a rotation has come out from DRX. His Texture gets one. RB.
Yeah, but
नहीं
seeing
मुझे
the
दे दो
position- oh.
उसमें क्या करना है
Texture,
मुझे
yeah, he wants to stay alive because he's only 1 point away from his showstopper. Now they know that they
Okay,
didn't
ठीक है,
spot
हाँ,
everyone on
ठीक है,
DRX,
वो
so
हो
there
जाएगा.
could be a rotate, which is why
हो
Botsy
जाएगा.
now goes back
Done
to
से, done
watch
से.
mid. We do have the Astro
Okay,
Star from
okay.
Monyet to support on B side, but
ठीक,
I like
ठीक.
Global Esports' idea. Just don't commit to this because Botsy, all he
अरे
has to do
5
is stay
बजे मेरा
alive
show
in
match है.
Garage on B main.
30 seconds
Just
left.
spot the plant and then keep main alive.
That's his job. Let's see the
एक और
timing
रोटी.
of when he pokes out as they're already in there. He
Stay
picks up a
alive.
kill as
भाई
well.
He
बाजी
needs to
भाई
stay alive.
फ्लिक्स
Yeah,
पे
I mean,
फ्लिक्स
you've bought
दे रहे बे
enough time. You
नाम
cannot try
चेंज
to
करके
stop the
फ्लिक
plan
बाजी
right now.
रखो
Stay alive. It's a 5v3.
All right, he's going to hold it. Botsy
10 seconds
in the
left.
smoke. Stax wants to take it down.
RB. It's a pinch.
Oh, and they pinch him perfectly. They take him out.
And then Buzz
Viper
is
को-
actually pushed
Viper को
out into
मारना
alley
पड़ेगा,
as well.
KO.
DRX has great positions
Viper
despite
को
being
KO
down in
मारना
numbers.
पड़ेगा
Oh, Aaron nearly takes him out, though. Bit of damage is now Buzz pushing forward. There's Ronsky behind him.
Oh,
Ronsky
nice.
gets a kill. As in the smoke they are. RB in mid-jump,
अबे
still gonna
spray
get the
में
kill.
सब line
As
up
the fuse is down, the spray, they try to 2v1 him.
गया reload
Ronsky and Aaron
Yes!
plays around and takes down Stax. And they do have ample time to get the defuse.
लेकिन मैं अभी दूसरा ओटी नहीं देख पाऊंगा शायद पट से देखे क्या पट से देखे
Defense.
Man, when we saw Global Esports
क्या
and
क्या
DRX
शो मैच
were
अरे
very
वो
full
हुआ ना
joke about
हैप्पी
Fox
बर्थडे
and
लोको
Foxnet going over, we thought that was going to be the spotlight for these two teams this weekend.
आज
but
अपना वो है
boy,
शो मैच
we
तुमको
went
मालूम पड़
from
जाएगा
off
मुझे स्टोरी भी डालना है
this
सब कुछ
split
करना
in
है
two, and, I mean, props to both teams, right? Global Esports, great adjustment with Botsy pushing out and trying to stay alive in Garage, buys enough time for the rotate. Meanwhile, DRX,
पट से देखो
RB
पट से देखो पट से
gives
देखो
time for
पट से
Stacks to go into backside. That's the only chance they had to win out. They unfortunately do not, and now we go over to round 27. You know,
बाप रे,
I
अंदर
often
कैसा तो हो रहा है?
imagine that all of the GE guys would make great
Huh?
casters because they never
Yeah.
run out of their voice.
पट से हो रहा है।
They might need it for map 3, man. I mean,
Yeah,
you
this
gotta be careful.
this could go down to the very last stretch. Of course, map 3, Pearl is waiting for us there. I don't know how clearly you guys can hear that through our microphones, but it is very clear to us through our headsets.
Yeah. Texture fan right behind him. Over there on the GE side, and of course this timeout is going to give time to both sides to try to discuss what we can do better going into this
हाँ
next
टाइम
one.
आउट का स्टोरी डाल दो बोल रहा हूँ
Honestly, I don't really know
Heavy
like,
हो रहा
what's
है
the
बे।
strategy going to be
देख दा।
here for DRX now moving over after having lost
मोहित भाई आए
last
किधर है
rounds. That was
मोहित भाई
close.
क्या सीन हैवी
See
देख
them
दो
back
पूरा
on the defense.
बंदा ओल्ड मैटर
Alright,
ट्राई
Global,
कर खाना खा तू
Their default setup is back to the very original, right? Wait for the intel gathering coming out from DRX, see if they push out. If they don't, maybe counter it with your own info. Over on A main. We're just gonna see the 0 point come out.
Alright, Maka
ऐसे टाइम
holding
पे
down
जी
Binks.
धोखा ने बंक्स भाई
Bit of a
अरे वो
passive
इवेंट
position
बहुत
there
पहले
as
से
the
प्लान है रे
rotation
बाबा
pursuers will come in.
Oh, this is a nice
इतने
change
सारे
though,
लोग
right?
काम
Because
वाम
Aaron's
करते
in the
back
same
end
position
side,
he
so
always was when he was lurking over on the A side. And now they're going to start to strike with the
मुझे तो
Trailblazer. It's a
4:30
bit of a
बजे बुलाया
twist
था, अभी
on the
तक
GE special, but a gravity well buys just enough time.
Oh, and Buzz, he's
Oh
on the
my
run.
God.
He's like, oh god, get me out of
ये
here.
लोग अगर
As they
रोप
all
से भी गए
move in on
नहीं ये लोग यही
to
फाइट कर रहे
tower.
हैं
Okay, they need to clear elbow though. What are their tools to clear this out? Buzz already uses one flash drive. They baited that out.
सिटी से जा रहे हैं
Oh, Foxy on the backside here is going to underhand the grenades, buy himself some time.
Botsy needs to provide support from A main.
There's one. There is,
Spike
nope, the
down
trade for Monyet. On the backside, in the
Beautiful.
screens. In they go. They're both low on health. Buzz here in elbow. Trying to hold it
no.
down.
Oh no!
As they push through, another trade. Monyet is just insane
Oh.
right now. Botsy, they get the push. And they should
भाई
be able
अगर
to
मार
put
देता
down
था एक
this
तो हो
plant.
सीन था भाई
Otto looking
लेकिन
to
ये
see
लोग
if he wants
तीनों तो
to keep
अटक
it
गए
early. No, he's gonna wait for RB to provide a second angle from above, but an
chalo,
amazing
ball
cosmic divide.
Just gotta push.
Mako!
Oh man, that was insane. Makes it a 2v2 and pushing
Arey,
out.
kyun?
They push out the Cosmic Divide and Mako and RB get one apiece. And that will be the defuse as DRX hold on barely.
Wow.
I
know Ibasi did that, right? Because you just got cleared from
Touch
elbow.
ulti mara tha
You imagine
yaar.
that it's only one on the other side, you know, in the main part of the site. So you push out, try to get
एल्बो जाने का
crossfire
तक जरूरत नहीं था, पता है वॉल्ट के
But
बाद
unfortunately, DRX was
एक
just
साइड,
one step
एक इसके
faster
पीछे और
and
एक
their
यहाँ
own
पे, एक
crossfire
कॉर्नर,
there.
सीधा crossfire.
Ozzy's plan was fine.
कोई भी
The
एंगल से
Cosmic
तीनों
Divide
blind
was
नहीं
good.
आएंगे.
It's really just Mako marching in through that Astro wall to get the first kill on Monyet. That changes everything.
Yeah. I think he really did hear me call out his KD on map 1. He's like, no. But jokes aside, Mako's really stepped it up here. He's gotten comfortable and he is holding this team together.
And a note, Monyet also has 36 kills. So.
Yeah, Monyet has been disgusting on this map.
Yeah, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that he's been carrying GE a certain amount. But GE, good changes once again. This time it's a harder push with a stack on B main. Now, because it's 3 people, what they do is they push out, but then they just go back because they don't want to give up all of B Heaven and all of that for free. So now you're like, okay, I'll just keep Jiggle beating Garage. If there's anyone over by A tower, that allows them to set up for a good retake if it is going to be a B strike, which it appears to be so.
Sky का अब भी rotate करना पड़ेगा.
Looking like it. As they're up there, nobody's checking, nobody's peeking onto this one. Buzz gonna get that entry. Monyet flash spamming and he can't get the kill.
Oh no.
The entry is clean for DRX and this might be the way they win this map.
They're not set up for a great retake either. Only a single guiding light and a slow orb from Sage to make this work. They have to pop out. They have to pick off one, at least one, to get an advantage, but...
Yeah. Foxy gets the info. They got 2 guys stacked there on the backside of the site.
Yeah, and then you've got one in B main, and then you have RB trying to get the flank onto
nice.
Heaven.
Aaron, though, able to get one.
Nice!
Great,
Nice!
2! And the defuse is coming in. There's enough
Pulling
time
them
for Mako.
They got half.
Pulling them in भी खत्म.
Ronsky
2v1.
again.
Do they know where RB is, though?
And the res.
Res भी है.
He's got the suck.
Oh,
is it enough?
Blind भी है.
They know he's up
Is
in
it enough to spray? And no, Ronsky picks it up, and we are
Yes!
going to more rounds.
एक और OT, लेकिन अब मैं नहीं देख
I'll be
सकता.
honest, I wrote this off. As soon as Texture gets spammed through that wall,
Shit!
he called it Valdez.
मैं मोबाइल पे देख रहा हूँ गाइस. मैं लेजिट मैं बहुत लेट हो चुका हूँ. गाली पड़ेगी. सब लोग हैं. गाली पड़ेगी. सब लोग सिर्फ मेरे लिए रुके. फक. मैं तो मोबाइल पे देखने वाला पट से. शिट बाय. ओम फो. हाँ भाई कुछ नहीं बोलो भाई. वन ऑफ द बेस्ट था यार भाई. तुमको जो करना है डिसलाइक विसलाइक जो करना करो भाई. 4:30 का टाइम दिया था. अभी तक रुको. मैं कर ही नहीं सकता. और पूरा बैकएंड टीम रुका हुआ है. पट से जाके देखो. पट से देखो. मैं भी देखने वाला हूँ. पट से सीधा एंड का